millions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer said about their experience.
Our neighbor was left in a bad situation when another fence company had them pay for their fence project and never came back to finish the job. Part of their fence was one side of ours. So after 5 days of no fence with a new puppy, my husband went to Fence Outlet with our measurements because we can do the one side ourselves. Then 2 days later, Fence Outlet delivered the materials with concrete. Buying direct from Fence Outlet allowed the warranty of the fence to be in our name. We appreciate Fence Outlet for making a difficult situation easier.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
Find high-quality healthcare in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov. Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely, live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyounitus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio. Real Radio.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Sealand.
It is Tuesday, June 27th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from secret Trump audio leaks to that is an absurd amount of Jell-O shots, and you have to be rich to be poor in Los Angeles, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Sabrina is running behind. Hello, Zieler.
Hey, how's it going?
There you are. You can join us on the show. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. You can do that over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. And you can also watch us live on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. Sealand, how are you doing on a... Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot. What am I doing over here? It's a Share the
Oh,
Show
yes, it is.
Tuesday. That's right, friends. That's when you spread the word about the News Junkie radio show. Tell somebody about the program, the show, whatever you want to call it, the podcast, the stream. Hit that like button over on YouTube. Do what you got to do.
Smash that bell.
Spread the word.
Do we have a bell to smash?
We got a bell.
All right,
It's
smash the bell.
They just gave us a little one. It's a
Wow.
little tiny bell, but it's a bell nonetheless. And you can smash that to make sure you spread the word on a Share the Show Tuesday. Now, how's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Oh, peachy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Peachy.
you are so far away. I mean, the commute is so far that I can see why you would get stuck behind a truck, and that would delay you getting here.
I time it perfectly every single morning.
Not today.
And I'm not kidding. Every single turn had a truck in front, and to the point where I finally was going to make it, and UPS stopped right in front of your house.
Were you pounding your steering wheel?
Nope, but he
That's
could
what
see
I do.
he could see
I
it
would've
in
been.
my eyes. Well, he was delivering something to your house, so this might be your fault. a
Well,
little
maybe
bit.
it's this thing. You know, I got something.
stank?
Oh, no. I got this thing that I ordered, and I was
Fleshlight.
really excited about it. It's not a fleshlight. It's something for the wall in the studio. And it was this little statue that I really loved, and I bought it off this artist on Etsy, paid like $100 for it, and it says delivered, but it didn't deliver it to me. And it says somebody else's name on the thing, and I'm hoping maybe it comes today, or I got robbed. There's one of the two things. Maybe I
They
got
don't
robbed.
like show you a picture of it.
It says like photo proof or something, and you click it, and it just gives you the address again. It says left at the front door.
Here's your Google Street View of your house.
Yeah, it's like no evidence, no nothing. They just stole it from me. Damn it! All right, let's do what we normally do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And I was going to go to this yesterday, but let's go today to the BET Awards, where there was a tribute to the one, the only Tina Turner. And up there on the stage was Miss Patti LaBelle. You know her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I love
very
Patti.
famous, big star. And she loves her some Tina Turner.
Okay, I saw a reaction post to this today, but I didn't listen to it. So now I don't know how this is going to go.
Well, you know, you're just supposed to sing along and pay tribute to Tina Turner.
I feel like it's going to go bad.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. All right. Missing some words.
Oh, Lord. What if I can't see the words? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, they love
the
it,
best
though.
part about that is singing the part where you say you can't
That
see
was
the words.
a very famous clip of Aretha Franklin.
Uh-huh.
I think it was wasn't it like something with Bill Clinton, and she did not have the words or the cue cards weren't working, and she's just like, I don't know it. All right, where are my backup singers?
Imagine you got a voice so good that you don't even need to know the words.
I mean, it was on beat.
You
and
just
pissed.
start singing the things you don't know.
I think this would go down among the ranks of the most popular. You probably don't even realize this. The most popular word forgetting that just they just said, all right, well, let's keep that. And it was the girl that was singing "Me and Bobby McGee,"
right?
Janis Joplin. And she forgot the words, and they were just kind of running it over, running through it in the studio.
Yeah.
And she just went da 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 da,
and it worked.
And they never fixed it.
They were like, "This is better."
I think she
She might have died.
She might have
around that
died
time.
before they
No,
fixed it,
no,
but
that makes
they
sense.
released it, and that's how most people sing "Me and Bobby McGee" now.
But Tina Turner was rolling in her grave. Tina Turner not happy, I'm sure, with Patti LaBelle going, "I don't know the words to the song." I'm trying, y'all. There she is.
It reminds me of a couple just okays ago where we, Savvy's Little Helpers, had, practiced maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
And I had studied the words to Africa so intensely because they're ridiculous.
Just read through them over and over and over again.
And as soon as it starts, I go, they're all gone.
Wiped
And I
out.
I turned to C-Lane, who's playing a fake piano. I'm like, do you know the words? And he,
It was a real
he saved
piano,
the day. It wasn't connected.
It wasn't plugged in.
If it was, it would have been beautiful.
But,
all right?
but yes, not only are the words to Africa ridiculous, they're also like grossly geographically inaccurate. Like if you were to read the words and like point at the places on the map. They're like, that's not a straight line.
Yeah.
Those have nothing to do with each other.
Nobody checks this stuff. Nobody ever goes back and checks. We need to address the elephant in the room here. All right.
Don't call me fat.
We got to put this out there. It is really hot outside. Like really stupid hot, next level hot.
I feel like the people doing the work that they're doing in the surrounding areas of this neighborhood
are dying.
They were given a bad rep unless they charged more to do it in June.
Yeah, I mean,
you charge more to do stuff like this in
Let me tell you
June?
something. If I was a person whose job was to crawl into attics for some reason, this would be a month that I took off. I would take this time off. I don't care where you're listening right now. It's hot as hell
And
outside.
like zero wind.
No,
It's
no
just
wind,
like I worked a soccer game over the weekend, and I look at the jumbo screen, and you could just see my hair stuck to my neck.
Yeah, and
like that's disgusting.
I went outside last night at like 10 o'clock. I step outside, right?
Whoa,
And
party.
It's hot at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm going, this is unfair. Whatever's happening here is not fair.
I
We
miss
can't take
winter.
this kind of stuff. You got people across the southern U.S. without power right now because some of the bad storms that have been going across. And then you get hit with the extreme heat in Texas. They were topping 120 degrees, which, you know, you're cooking at that point, basically. It's not great. It's hot out there. So everybody be safe. Make sure you're doing all the right things, drinking water, et cetera, et cetera. Meanwhile, we had some secret audio leaked yesterday to CNN. This was the audio that they were talking about of former President Trump when he was showing the reporters and some other people these highly classified documents.
So they didn't have the audio of this before? Because I remember this exact
wasn't public.
transcript.
Yeah, the
exact
transcript.
transcript was out there of
but
him
never
saying,
audio.
him saying he could have declassified it, but he didn't declassify it. And the other guy goes, oh, now we have a problem.
Well, at that time, people were going, we don't even know this audio exists. What if he didn't really say this?
And that audio, crystal clear.
Yeah, the audio has been released by CNN, and they released this yesterday. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who leaked this out. Probably wasn't supposed to be leaked out. But
Was it a leak, though? I thought it was just part of the case.
no, because CNN had the exclusive on it. So it's like somebody gave it to
How
them.
much money do you think they paid for that?
I don't know. Who knows what happens behind the scenes at these places with a story like
Vagina.
this. But here is Trump in his office talking to a staffer, and there's a reporter in there, too. Here he is.
Bad, sick people.
That was your coup, you know, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in.
I love the staffer just kissing his ass the whole time. Like, you know, that
so
wasn't
great.
them. That wasn't them. That was you. That was you.
Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see
Brown?
that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran.
Papers shuffling.
Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look.
Papers shuffling.
Right in the front, it says
This was him.
confidential, right? Or classified?
They
Yeah, it would say
presented
right
me
on
this.
it.
This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him.
Look at that.
We looked at
Wow.
him. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Except it is like highly confidential.
Doesn't sound great so far. Hang on.
This is secret information. But look at this. You attack, and
Hillary would print that out all the time.
Oh, yeah.
The staffer is such a kiss
she'd
out.
send it to
Yeah.
Anthony Weiner,
Yeah.
the pervert.
The
Get a little Anthony Weiner shot in there.
I mean, of all, I love that he said that, considering everything against him.
She would send it to Anthony Weiner, the pervert. And then the staffer says, please print.
By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
saying, because we were talking about it. And you know, he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the
You did.
papers.
It's pretty
This was done by the military, given to me.
Wonder how Iran feels about this?
I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify.
figure out
it. See, as president, I could have declassified
Yeah.
it. But this is classified.
yeah.
He said this is still a secret. It's like, all of the things you're not supposed to say. That's the thing.
And he knew he was being recorded.
I think he knew the journalists had something on them. He must have. He must have known that the journalist was like recording for their notes.
That would go back to sort of back up your claim that Trump wants to have secret classified documents just so he can show people that he has secret classified documents.
This is what it was. It's not some grandiose like scam to sell out the American intelligence apparatus. It was like Trump wanted cool documents.
Like he's going to commit some sort of treason.
Right. And then all he had to do was not show people and talk about them being classified documents, and he might be okay. But he did all the things that you're not supposed to do in that exact moment right there. So that doesn't look great. And he's got a problem with that right now.
I feel like, to paraphrase, he's just sitting here going, well, this is illegal. This is it. I am breaking the law. I'm breaking the law right now.
It's one of those, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but...
How cool is it?
Check it out. Look at my files. That's what he's showing off there. And I'm sure that happened quite a bit. That's what you do, I guess. Meanwhile, you had this moment with President Biden yesterday where he was talking, I think he was with the Prime Minister of India, President, Prime Minister, either way. Modi is who he was with. And Biden just starts talking at these events sometimes.
Yeah, come on, man.
I got no idea what the hell he's talking about. He's just spouting off like weird stuff. This was the moment from this meeting.
I was just thanking, anyway.
What?
I started off without you.
Huh?
And I sold a lot of state secrets and a lot of very important things that we shared.
What?
I was just...
what?
Come on, Sean.
I just sold a lot of state secrets.
I thought he said he stole.
I either sold or stole.
Thanking,
Anyway.
I started off without you.
Sounds like a song
And I
lyric.
sold a lot of state secrets.
Sold there. Yeah, I can't even tell.
A lot of very important things.
Is it like a dig at Trump or something?
He's kind of saying the same thing that Trump said on audio tape, except he's got cameras all around him, and he's just babbling. It's a weird, weird time to be alive, friends. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, there's so many things that we have to get into on this Share the Show Tuesday. One of them has to do with Sabrina, and perhaps she caused some big trouble. There was a huge incident
in Little China,
and you were attached to this incident.
Great.
So I don't know if this is the first you're hearing.
Is starting off pretty well, so I'm excited to hear about this.
This is a weird one, and
Jesus,
it's
Sean.
coming up next. Excuse me.
Come on, anyways.
And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Because sometimes inviting amongst friends is exactly what you need to lower the volume on the voices in your head. Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on I-4 heading eastbound. Before State Road 408, traffic is backed up to Cayley Avenue. The left shoulder is blocked. There's stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Watch out for delays westbound on I-4 approaching the beach line and before State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Phantom Fireworks.
Just a reminder for this and every 4th of July that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to backyards across America by Phantom Fireworks. Visit fireworks.com for specials, coupons, and a location near you.
I'm back, and look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Fence Outlet has the largest assortment of vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and steel fences in Florida. That means we have the styles you want at the guaranteed lowest price. Right now, put no money down and get 0% financing on any fence. Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Attention business owners, was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
Take control of your health and your wallet at healthfinder.fl.gov. Your one-stop shop to compare medical facilities in your area. From copays to x-rays, asthma treatment, and ultrasounds, healthfinder.fl.gov gives you a straight answer on cost and lets you compare against providers. Choose wisely. Live healthy at healthfinder.fl.gov. Paid for by the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Welcome to The Good Stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to The Good Stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
in Sabrina's world, potentially. We'll get into that in just a moment. And Zieler and I were talking during the break about there's a lot of construction going on around my house right now. They've knocked down like 5 houses across the street, right?
Except for that one little shack.
That one little shack is
gone.
Like, no, the one. There's one that stands. Like every house on the other side of the street was knocked down and demolished, except for one house. It's like the up house or something. You know, it's like a little house just sitting there by itself. And when they did this,
so I have a funny story about that house. You had reached
the house
out,
across the street.
You had reached out to me to ask about some if there was some public record information.
Yes.
About your house.
Yeah, you know how to find that stuff.
And
I'm public too. I just can't find it.
Right, but it wasn't something that I could find, so I asked. I phoned a friend, and when I phoned the friend, they were like, "What's Sean's address?" And I typed it in wrong, and he goes, "This is Sean's house," and it was a picture of that.
That's great.
He goes, "Sean lives. You do the show here."
He's falling on tough times.
Yeah.
Like,
His bed is in the studio and also the kitchen.
Yeah, he's like, "How do you guys have a radio studio? This thing's like 700 square feet or something. It would be pretty difficult to pull that off over there." So they knock all these houses down, right? 4 or 5 houses that they knocked down, and they're building up new houses like the one I'm in. And when they knocked this all down, it made a whole bunch of noise and all that. And then afterwards, for a couple of days now, Courtney and I, when we go to walk Lady for the day, have been going out there, and there's this man. And this man is just walking all around the property. And we're like, I don't know, maybe he works there, maybe who
surveying.
Knows? Yeah, maybe he's like a surveyor. Who knows what this guy's up to?
Maybe he just owns the place, and he's like, good to own land.
This is my land out here. He's walking around. He's in the front, the back. He's all over the place. And he's going from yard to yard. And all of a sudden, we look a little closer, and we're like, oh, that guy has a metal detector.
Oh,
and
smart.
The guy was going all around these lots where they knocked these houses down, and he had a metal detector trying to find stuff. And I said, is that like a thing? Because it's not, if it's not his property, you're not allowed to do that. But I was like, does that like, do they pay? Like, I'll pay you $50 and let me metal detect these houses that you knocked down.
I just think he's just going until he's asked to leave.
He's just on there, and he's like, let me check this out.
I mean, because technically he's trespassing, and if he takes anything, he's
stealing it, yeah.
So, but I also think that unless that he was hired because they know something would be around there, I think the venue is kind of an odd choice. When you go metal detecting at the beach, you are secretly hoping that a bunch of people have lost things.
Sure.
Or
Correct.
something has washed up.
Something of value is found.
But I could see why he's doing it, because you have had these properties sitting on top of this ground for decades.
Yeah.
So there could be stuff from like the 1950s.
Could be some old relic or something, but it didn't look like there was anything great in those places. Somebody just said, eFresh Rocks on Twitch says, what's it like to live in a gentrification type neighborhood? Oh, fantastic, friend. So good. Property values on the rise, baby. And even the metal detector guy's happy.
I was also just told by Big Doug Millionaire that I missed the memo about wearing cat T-shirts today.
Oh, yeah. Why didn't you do this? We had a conversation.
Nobody told me. And I don't think I have
We're
a
all
cat
wearing
t-shirt.
black.
You don't have a single cat T-shirt?
I don't think so.
Oh, my God. I've got multiple. I know Sabrina has multiple cat T-shirts.
Okay, chill.
I was just saying, you probably have a bunch of cat T-shirts. And you're in some trouble, too. Because
Yeah. Been waiting for that.
Well, problem we need to discuss here. This is not about you metal detecting, but if you know anything about that, I've never heard of that before. Let me know what's going on. tips@thenewsjunkie.com or send us a dispatch.
Something I've always been interested in, but I know that I will go all of 2 times and then it will sit in my closet for the rest of
Metal
my
detector?
life. Yeah.
It seems kind of fun for a second, but I think you're right. Once you spent time out there and never found anything, you'd be like, oh, this is
look, a nickel.
Yeah, this is really disheartening here. But I want to know if that's like a regular thing that people do when they demolish homes or something. Anyhow, this is the story connected to Sabrina because there were some 911 calls made last week, and those 911 calls were made from Bonnaroo over the course of 6 days at Bonnaroo. And I don't know if you were one of these people.
Nah, dog.
But there was a lot of them. I'm trying to figure out how this all worked. But listen to this. It says, the accidental calls to the 911 communication center began Tuesday, shortly after Bonnaroo gates opened for campers, and did not end until the festival closed on Sunday. So you're thinking initially, you're like, oh, somebody's like overdosing, or somebody got heat stroke, or no. That's not what happened here. In total, close to 1,000 accidental 911 calls were made over 6 days, flooding the 3-person communication center. So imagine this. Over the course of 6 days.
The 3-person communication center.
Yeah,
do they not bring in extras for the weekend?
Nah,
No,
just 3.
that's all they had. They had 3 people running this desk on the phones. In over 6 days, you have 1,000 accidental 911 calls coming in, flooding out the actual 911 calls that were happening at the time. Many of the calls, they say, at Bonnaroo originated from iPhones, leading public safety officials to initially believe Apple's new crash detection feature on iPhones and Apple Watches was responsible for this. And they said in case of an accident, it calls 911. And they said to combat the deluge of 911 calls, they told people to disable crash detection on their phones.
Oh, they did, and I witnessed this.
Oh, you saw them say this at the festival?
It wasn't just say it at the festival. Everyone got an Amber Alert.
Oh, really?
So I am watching, I think it was still 3-6 Mafia, and I'm watching as everyone's phones start doing the Amber Alert sound, and then they look at it and put their phone right back in their
Nobody
pocket.
does it?
No,
Nobody
I
does
saved
it
a
all?
screenshot of it from my watch. It says, Bonnaroo Festival attendees, numerous amounts of false accidental 911 calls are being generated by new features on certain phones. If you choose to, you can deactivate the emergency SOS feature on your iPhone and temporarily while attending the festival. You can find this in the settings app on your respective devices. And everybody did absolutely nothing about it, to the point where they sent a second one the next day.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Apple is
And I
fighting
had nothing
back.
to do with this.
Apple said that's not what's happening here. We think this is butt dialing and not crash detection.
Butt dial 911.
1,000 people? Or
It used to be-
1,000 times 911 was butt dialed?
I mean,
No
there were
way.
60,000 people there.
I know, but that's still, and you're saying that many people got an accidental butt dial at Bonnaroo? It has to be something
So,
else.
There is also like a feature on iPhone. I think if you like click the side button like 3 or 5 times, then
Mhm.
it'll call 911 for you.
Right, but how many times has that happened to you so far? Never.
0. I did
Never.
not call 911.
It used to be very easy to butt dial 911. Like if you had, if you, especially when there were still buttons on your phone, if you had a certain amount of phone, there was a certain not amount of
Certain amount of phone?
A certain amount of phone. You had
Hopefully you got a whole phone.
One phone. Now, if you had a certain brand of phone, the 9 button, if you just held it down, it would call whatever was set up in that region to be
Oh,
the
the speed
emergency
dial.
number.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it was speed dialing 911, and that got a lot of people in trouble. It even happened to me once.
But I understand that.
Christopher.
I understand you could butt dial 911. I understand all these different things could happen. It totally makes sense, right? What doesn't make sense is that it would happen 1,000 times at a music festival like that.
Well, here's the thing. I would assume that Apple, at least a portion of the people that have these this iOS that does the crash detection, have opted into some sort of, hey, send your results back to Apple to see how things are going, to help us improve your software. And a lot of people go, no, I would never do that. But there's some people that are like,
They just hit yes and
fine,
move
yeah,
on.
why not?
I mean, if it was just iPhones, it seems to be an iPhone problem.
But yeah, I don't understand how Apple's just like, nope, not our fault.
But I think Apple would probably have some data that would indicate that there has been a spike in crash detection 911 calls.
Right. Yo, I see what you're saying. On their end, they'd be able to tell what the source of that was, and they saw that it was. But it had to be something. There had to be something going on there that's not just butt dials. That seems too strange to me. They said over 1,000 accidental 911 calls over 6 days at this Bonnaroo Music Festival.
What a time.
And you saw your phone never dialed 911.
It did not. No, fortunately.
Or
And I
nor
have
Radio
two-
Michael 7s, I'm imagining.
No, it did not. But yeah, my iPhone or my iWatch rather is too old. Like at this point, I'm just looking at the time and my
So
heart rate.
weird. Something strange is happening.
I just
there.
love how no one cared about
No.
it. They
Just put
they
it back-
looked
right
at
back
the
in their
Amber
pocket.
Alert and did nothing.
This is what we do as a society. We're like, oh, there's a major issue? All right back to my 3-6 Mafia. Don't mind if I do. Meanwhile, in the world of sports, friends, where we are at our most comfortable, we know a lot about sports. We know our way around sports. We know all of the sports. Sports! Yes, we do.
Lost that clip.
Including the College World Series, right? So the College World Series is going on. And there was a couple of teams that were battling back and forth, obviously some of the big colleges.
Yeah, go ahead, name them.
Like Florida, TCU, Wake Forest, Virginia, Oral Roberts, LSU, Stanford, Tennessee, just off the top of my head. Those are some ones that I could think of. Yep, yes, that's what I said. That's good. At one of these places, they were absolutely genius, okay? Because they decided to do a challenge. This is a big, like, college sports bar. It's called Rocco's, this place, Rocco's Pizza and Cantina. Rocco's was packed for this baseball series, right? The Men's College World Series title. And they were so packed, they were selling off these $5 Jell-O shots. And they had a scoreboard.
$5, Jesus.
So you buy the $5 Jell-O shot, and it puts up a point on the scoreboard for your team. So you're kind of like voting for your team.
Everyone was hammered.
They sold 71,459 Jell-O shots.
They had that many?
I guess they kept running out. They kept making them over and over and over again.
Wow.
And they do this each year, so they were prepared for it.
Okay, if they were prepared for this by having enough refrigeration and enough space, they got rid of stuff so they could have 70,000+ Jell-O shots, because that's not something you could just like send somebody to the kitchen to remake.
No,
that takes time.
That takes up a lot of space too. If you had them on trays and stuff, that's like an amazing amount of Jell-O shots. And they ended up with 71,459 Jell-O shots that people bought. And at $5 a piece, that's $357,000 they made. They said,
I'm stealing that idea for our next event.
They said $1 from each shot was donated to a school's local food bank.
Except for that part.
And 50 cut that out. And 50 cents goes to the food bank in Omaha. It was $107,000 in donations. Just crazy. There were people who
Damn,
were...
but they banked $200,000.
I know. That's wild. Over the course of a handful of days, there were people who were alumni from the colleges, like LSU. They'd call up the bar and they'd say, I want to buy 1,000 Jell-O shots for LSU to get them up on the board. Meanwhile, this is just a dry erase board. It doesn't matter for anything in the world. All it is a silly game they came up with.
Brilliant move.
Man, that is brilliant. That worked really well for them.
This is the game that they play at the piano bar, where if they're singing "Country Roads Take Me Home," and you say that your state is better than West Virginia, well, you can put up some money and we'll sing your state instead.
Yeah, and then the tips come rolling in.
Oh, Georgia's put in $4.
Like 15 minutes long then?
Yes.
Yeah, because you got to make
and
the
they'll
money.
sing all 50 damn states. It's just to keep. I mean, because it's not like when South Carolina outbids Georgia, Georgia gets their $4 back. No, there's just a stack of cash.
No, just keep going
at the end. So, like, no matter what state is the winner, at the end, the piano players are the winner.
Yeah, therein lies the brilliance, and this place is.
I get angry texts from the piano players now. Like, dude,
what are you
hell?
doing? That's our scam, man. Well, good for you, and good for them, and good for the folks in this bar. You see a big photo of him if you're watching on the stream on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie.
Yeah, let's start that today. We'll get a dry erase board and, send us your state, and we'll have a competition.
Right, and you really want to win this competition.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the prize is you win the competition.
And then, we're going to say who won at the end of it.
Say it out loud and everything. It's a hell of a time.
Yeah, right to my Venmo, no problem.
All right, let's go over to you. Let's work in a couple of dispatches really quickly. I was hitting so many buttons as I was saying those words, but I got everything fixed over here again. So,
are you losing your Wi-Fi or something?
Yeah. Every once in a while it drops out. Here is Femster Baby with a dispatch about the metal detector guy.
Yo. Good morning, news junkies.
Hey, good afternoon.
Enjoying the show, but wanted to give a shout out real quick in regards to the metal detector guy. Got to think back. A lot of those properties are really old, so some of them old timers would bury their money in cans or mason jars in their yards. It's probably what he's looking for. Just a thought. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Yeah, they were the type too. They were all owned by this old couple. And when I say old, I mean they were, oh my God. And they hated each other.
Oh.
There was like multiple domestic calls on them because
How would they hate each other? They had like 7 properties to separate.
It wasn't enough space.
Okay.
And they would always be out in the front yard. Like he was in the wheelchair and she would just be beating the crap out of him or he'd be beating the crap out of her.
And you just...
When I bought the house, I was like, hey, you see this across the street? I can't pay as much as you're asking for. I have to live with these people across the street. Look at these people. They died 3 days after we moved in.
Okay.
Never saw them again.
Both of them died?
Yeah, both of them died within like a week or so. It was very, very quickly.
Did they kill each other?
I don't know. We never asked any questions. We were just happy to see him going. You know?
Okay.
They didn't seem like great people, all right? It seemed like maybe they were better off.
All
dead.
Sean saw,
What?
all Sean saw was his property value going
That's
up.
right. I like that. I heard cha-ching, and I was happy with the outcome there. Sounds dark, but here we are. We got to hear from more of your dispatches when we come back. Plus, we're going to get into the story of a homeowner who is in some trouble. The story is incredibly interesting. I want to see what everybody thinks about this, so don't miss it. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Facebook, more than a place to remind you of birthdays. Find us and like us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Just want to freshen up the forecast details for you on this Tuesday here in Central Florida. Mostly sunny, just a modest increase in afternoon clouds. Rain chance today at 20% or less. The real weather headlines, the heat and humidity going for about 96 for the peak today. And our heat index, our feels like temps between 102 and 107 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, rain chance just before sundown at 20%. Overnight lows in the upper 70s. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back. And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Just call up, just call up, just call up, just call up. Ain't you don't go, just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Now open in Daytona.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new play.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Now well-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on select 2023 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 models in dealer stock for $409 a month for 39 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. On tag 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo models invoiced prior to 5/4/23 while dealer stock lasts. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease requires for capital. Current lease must end by 7/1/24. Extra charge for miles up to 32,500. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
There's something about a Florida sky. It's painted in the most magnificent colors, clouds streaked with changing light. They say if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. The skies are electric and alive. So even as the storms get enormous, even as they're coming more each year, the beauty keeps me going. My flood insurance helps me stay. The only thing that's predictable is that I'm in Florida for good.
Protect your property with flood insurance. Visit floodsmart.gov.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call my friends at the Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Fontainebleau Miami Beach is your summer paradise getaway. Taste incredible food from 8 casual and fine dining restaurants. Unwind and renew at Lapis Spa. Float among 11 pools just steps from the ocean. Or spend an out-of-the-ordinary night at Live Nightclub. Book now at Fontainebleau.com.
Radio 104.1.
You know what we gotta start doing? I need to start throwing out fake information about my neighborhood to throw people off the scent.
Yeah, or like don't mention the moat.
No,
You
yeah,
have-
there's no moat around here. We, by the way, we're right across from a movie
No, there
theater.
is a moat around here.
We're right across from a movie theater too. I got to throw out fake information because you weirdos keep sending me photographs of my house. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. Makes me feel like you're stalking
Is
me.
it pointing towards the arsenal of weapons that you have and the giant guard dogs?
No, that's out of frame. And the guard dogs are fierce around here for sure.
Yeah, really big teeth.
Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And Jason emails. Jason says about that real estate lawsuit. If you missed this, we were talking about this yesterday, and this could be a really big change in the world of real estate. Right now, traditionally speaking, if you buy or sell a house, the way it works is the agent who is the buying representative gets 3%, and the agent who's the selling representative gets 3%. And it's
That
pretty
can
much,
change.
It can, but it's pretty much the most common circumstance that you're locked in at those three. That's like the industry standard. And because of the way things work, it doesn't deviate from that much unless you're really hardballing on a deal. But in this case, this realtor emails me. It boggles my mind that a person's largest investment could be left up to somebody who has very little education. I've been a real estate professional in Palm Beach County now for over 30 years.
Show off.
Specializing in the Wellington Aero Club. There's your show off. And we should be increasing the education, not limiting our pay scale. He said, we should be increasing the education, not limiting our pay scale. I'm a UCF graduate with a degree in real estate and a minor in hospitality management.
Go Knights.
Go Knights, is what he said.
Oh, really?
Charge
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Jason from Tiffany Realty of the Palm Beaches. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of realtors who are not happy with that. And what it would do is it would make it so people could go, yeah, we'll do it for a flat fee, or we'll do it for this, or we'll do it for that. And they think that they're going to lowball all the other buyers and sellers, agents out if that happens. So I don't blame you for being pissed off about that. And you're right, it is a huge purchase, so people should know what they're doing. Not that I knew what I was doing. I signed so many papers. I had
Good.
no idea what was in those papers. Half of them was like, yep, all right, here you go. Give me the key, please.
So were they weird at all about your signature? We had a person that was like, your signature has to like resemble your name.
Oh, really?
And it's like, but that's not my signature.
Yeah, mine isn't either. It doesn't. It's like
That's kinda crazy.
Mine's like chicken scratch. It's just a mess on a piece of paper.
I just spit.
Yeah, that's
Put a
yeah,
spit.
if as long as they're consistent in doing it, that
Yeah.
works. That works as a signature, I think. There was a situation in a courtroom yesterday where this guy is a very bad man. His name is Joseph Zieler. He was convicted of killing an 11-year-old girl and her babysitter more than 30 years ago. This was a cold case. This was a cold case, and they finally found some evidence, and they got this guy on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Then they sent it over to the jury, and the jury said, we want a death penalty, 8-4 vote in favor of execution. And because of that new law from the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, doesn't have to be unanimous anymore. 8-4 is just fine. Used to have to be everybody had to say death penalty, and then they would do it. But now this guy's going to be put to death if this continues this way. And I guess he figured, hey, what else could happen to me? What could go wrong? You just look at this guy. He
screams murderer?
Yeah, he looks like
How
a
did he get away
creepy
with it for
dude.
30 years?
I don't know what was going on with the details of this case, but it's a grisly one. And they said his DNA was found on the scene. The girl and the woman were found at a Cape Coral apartment in May 1990. The mother had been out for the night, discovered the suffocated bodies of the young girl and the babysitter when she returned the next morning, and both of them were sexually assaulted. This guy, here he is in the courtroom. Look what he does. He tries to get his attorney to, like, he's like, hey, psst, 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 you know, like try to get his attorney to come over and talk to him, and you'll see what happens here. All right, he's bringing his attorney over. He looks so slimy. He acts like he's going to say something. Attorney comes in. Oh,
wow.
Hits him with an elbow to the face.
Damn.
And the cops immediately take him to the ground.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
Well, that guy recovered quickly.
I'm all right.
I'm good. I'm good to go.
Not my
everything's
first
fine over
rodeo.
here. The guy just got elbowed right to the face in the middle of the courtroom.
Did they say how they finally landed on this guy? I mean, I know they found the DNA and stuff, but was he already a suspect or?
They said he was jailed on an unrelated assault charge in 2016, but then they got this DNA from this cold case and they matched it up to his DNA because he was now in the system, and they got a match.
Wow.
And they said, this is our guy. And they put him, obviously on trial and found him guilty. But he's got nothing to lose. He's like, I'm getting the death penalty.
He has been sentenced to the death penalty, or was just found guilty?
He was found guilty, and then the jury said the recommended death penalty, what did I say, 8-6 or 8-4, whatever it was. So that's what his fate is going to be, it looks like, whether he wants to elbow somebody on the way out or not.
Well, maybe he was like, hey, you killed me, man. You could have done a better job at attorneying and would have gotten life or something.
Do they give him an additional punishment for this? Or do they we already kind of got you. Well, what's the point?
Solitary confinement?
Yeah, maybe one of those kind of punishments where behind bars he suffers just a little bit more. I do want to get to this story about this homeowner who found himself in an insane situation. But before we do that, because there's lots of people chiming in about different things we've been talking about, and that is welcome. Do that yourself for the first time even over at thenewsjunkie.com. Just follow the directions and hit record on your dispatch. Just like this guy. Here's Mo Manji, the realtor.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Hey Sean, in regards to the real estate transactions and the 3%, there are already companies that are charging you a flat fee, and a lot of those companies have lawsuits against them right now because they were not doing the paperwork correctly or their homework correctly.
Oh, great.
So there's a reason why we charge the 3% on each side. It's because there's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of education that we give you with our expertise. Anyways, if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mo Manji. Not my realtor. He didn't do much anything. He just sat there, basically.
Well, and then he dove into the pile of money.
Then he got a bunch of money, and then he continues to send me Christmas cards.
Oh.
So he sends me a Christmas card every year, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that was the guy. Here's 2 tickets to Pound Town.
Sean Watson is the Vanna White of broadcast radio. Fight me in real life.
All right, fine.
Consider your jimmies thoroughly rustled there, Sean.
Hey, I do way more than turning letters over here. She's not even turning letters. She's touching letters. And then they flip around digitally.
They used to turn.
They used to. But now they've really upped their game tech-wise over at that show.
And speaking of upping, I understand that she has hired a very aggressive lawyer.
For what? She's suing?
No, for negotiating her next contract.
Oh, yeah. Well, now's the time
Wouldn't
to do
she
it.
want a very aggressive agent?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just the headline.
And maybe it's an agent lawyer. I don't know who they use over
Agent
there.
lawyer.
I don't know who's up to what. Let's go over to Wildlife Wrestler, who said, I shared the show, but it might not stick.
News Junkies,
Hey.
for Share the Show Tuesday, I have an employee riding with me training today. Kobe, what do you think about the show I make you listen to?
It's pretty interesting. Sometimes it makes me fall asleep, though.
Fired.
Okay.
So there
Get
you
rid of
go.
him.
A
Fired.
glowing review from your newest listener.
Wildlife Wrestler, here's what I want you to do. Open the passenger door and kick him out. Kobe, whatever his name is, open the passenger door and just...
Hard left.
Yeah, thrust him out. Take a hard left and just thrust him out there. And then he'll be real awake.
Need some more energy, my dude.
We got a couple more that we can work in like this. There's a lot of people talking about the metal detector thing. Here's Jiggly Bits.
I worked with a stonemason in Northern Virginia, and one of the guys used to ask permission to metal detect the historical properties that we frequently worked. And last I checked, he had somewhere worth of 40 grand
Wow.
Civil War artifacts for both the Confederate and
Damn.
the Union soldiers' side. And it's pretty lucrative for him. With a
Yeah,
little pop
that's
out.
what I was thinking. I was like, maybe this guy saw that there was construction going on here and that they were demolishing the houses near me. And maybe he said, hey, can I go sweep the property? And for you, if there's any like junk in there, I'll get it. And then for me, if there's any treasures, maybe I'll give you a cut or something. I don't know. Maybe they make some kind of deal. Otherwise, he's just trespassing. And like C-Lane said, if he finds something with a metal detector and it's not his property, you're just stealing stuff. You can't do that. And so he must be smarter than that, I would have to think. But who the hell knows? Here is Douglas talking about the 911 calls.
Hey, News Junkies.
Hey,
Yeah,
Douglas.
about the 911 calls. I bet you it's the phone setting on it where you hold the lock button or for so many seconds and it automatically calls the emergency line where people didn't even realize it was being pressed while they were sitting on it.
You guys are
Wiggle, wiggle,
not
pop, pop.
understanding statistics, all right? We have to go over this again. Over the course of 6 days, there were over 1,000 911 calls from Bonnaroo. There is statistically no way that was all coming from people accidentally butt dialing 911. It doesn't make any sense. If there was 50 calls, maybe you could make sense of that.
Okay, but
1,000?
Let's think about this. How many? I would love to see statistics on how many butt dial 911 calls are done per day in a bigger city.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, Bonnaroo is one of those places where it's held in a very small town, Manchester, Tennessee, and for those 6 days, it's like the biggest city in Tennessee
Because of the concert itself.
Yeah, because of the amount of people that put it on,
What
the
is
amount
it?
of people that go
Was
there.
it like 60,000 or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was about 60,000.
So
people.
60,000 people out there, including Sabrina and Radio Michael.
What
7.
up?
And that means 1 out of 6 of them, or 1 out of 60 of them, rather, butt dialed 911. That statistically doesn't make any sense. It has to be something else that caused this to happen to 1 out of every 60.
Or you do it once, and now you are more prone to butt dial by accident because it's on the call log.
I don't know how this is happening to begin with. I have
You haven't been to a festival, man.
You know what I did do not that long ago when we were doing the Ultimate Pinewood Derby event. Afterwards, I was like the next day or so, I was going to post something online, and I go, "What is all this stuff in my gallery?" And I had activated my phone and like made videos from inside my pockets for like half of that event. There was like all kinds of just pitch black, and you just kind of hear us talking in the background. So I have done that, but never have I dialed 911 with my butt, and I don't think that many people could do it accidentally. Or one person did it like so many times. I think something strange had to happen to cause that, just numbers wise. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will talk about this homeowner in this very, very interesting situation that will have an impact on a lot of people who listen to this show. Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect delays due to an accident. Heading eastbound before State Road 408, the left shoulder's blocked. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Watch out for delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $16.50 admission now through the end of June. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Let the professionals at Fence Outlet save you time and money. We handle everything from the free estimate to the install. We do it all, and you get 0% financing. So come into Fence Outlet or visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
Take control of your health and your wallet at healthfinder.fl.gov. Your one-stop shop to compare medical facilities in your area. From copays to x-rays, asthma treatment, and ultrasounds, healthfinder.fl.gov gives you a straight answer on cost and lets you compare against providers. Choose wisely. Live healthy at healthfinder.fl.gov. Paid for by the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GO to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's break from your daily routine to chat chalk.
CHOQ.
That's CHOQ. We Americans love our coffee, but don't love the crash and jitters later. So instead, get a natural boost with chalk and make that morning boost last all day long. Chalk is clinically proven to maximize your energy, strength, and focus. Get 35% off any subscription for life with promo code BOOST at chalk.com. Boost the natural you with CHOQ.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Tell you an absolutely insane story, and I'm just blown away that this went the way it did, honestly. And we gotta have a talk about everybody who is just so on edge. I mean, everybody seems to be just like ready to shoot somebody at any time out there. And this is a true story, all right? This actually happened. There's a couple, and it's Bradley and Jana Hosovar, I believe is how you say their name. So Bradley and Jana, just like you, Sealand, you, Sabrina, hanging out at home. They're watching a movie. It's 9 o'clock at night. And Bradley's wife, Jana, goes, I'm going to take a quick break and go into the kitchen. Right? So I guess wherever they're watching TV is a little ways away from the kitchen. She makes her way over to the kitchen, and she goes, oh, my God. She hears a noise, and she looks outside of their house, and she sees a person. And she panics. All right, it's 9 o'clock at night.
Makes sense.
She saw some shadows. She saw a person. She heard a little bit of noise, and she just panics. So she said this person was feet away from their sliding glass doors. She immediately locks the doors. Right, as fast as she could, she locks the doors, and she calls her husband. She says, "Bradley, get in here." And this guy is a retired lieutenant colonel from the Army, and I guess he's got some guns, including an AR-15.
Perfect.
Deputies say the husband yells at this person. He's like, get out of here, get out. He's screaming at this person, but he still heard a noise coming from outside, even after he was screaming to get out of here over and over again. So he gets his AR-15 while his wife calls 911. The couple ducks behind their couch. Now they're hiding behind their couch from this threat that is facing them.
All they see is the person. They did see something in his hand.
They saw a person out there. They heard some noises. They really didn't know what was going on. But they're behind the couch now, and the wife, Jana, says she saw a flashlight coming toward the house while on the phone with the dispatcher, but couldn't see anything else that identified the person. So her husband opens fire. Her husband shoots with his AR-15.
Through the door.
Right through the sliding glass doors.
Jesus,
the glass explodes, right? And he's now perched up on the back of the couch, and he continues to fire, even after the person flees. He shot 30 rounds in 90 seconds out the back of his house through where this sliding glass door was, even though on the 911 operator audio, you can hear the woman saying, stop shooting, don't fire, stop shooting. The person who was in the backyard was their pool cleaner.
Dude.
He was cleaning their pool. Why he decided to do this at 9 p.m. at night, I have no idea.
Release it.
But these people were so on edge that they thought there was somebody in their backyard that they Rambo'd it up and fired, what did I say, 30 shots, 30 rounds in 90 seconds. Man. And they fired them at their poor pool guy, Carl Polek, the guy who I'm guessing won't be cleaning their pool anymore. But Carl Polek starts hauling ass, and he flees out of there. No, he didn't die.
Thank God.
He didn't die. They said, and the crazy thing was, they looked into all of this, and they said that no crime was committed here. No crime was committed. And even though he fired all those rounds, they said that he was allowed to do so.
Yeah.
And now it is weird. I'm going to grant this.
It's stupid for the pool guy to show up unannounced at night.
Totally.
That was a dumb move.
It has been, and I know this sounds stupid, it has been raining a lot. It makes things a little more difficult for people who do those kind of jobs to get everything done.
Sure.
But that is a bad idea. Absolutely, positively a bad idea to do that. But, you're
30
so...
rounds through a sliding glass door? I mean, I thought there was a point, not that you legally have to do it, but just for, I guess, courtesy, to be like, I've got a weapon, get off my property, identify yourself before you just free.
He screamed at the person. He screamed out there at the person. The person had the big pool cleaner, like the pole with the net on the end. They had the pool cleaner in their hands, and they were cleaning the pool out there. And they were so on edge that they didn't flip on a light and find out who it was. They went straight into war mode and go after this person who's in the backyard. And I know that it's weird to be there that late, excuse me. It's weird to be there that late if you're a pool cleaner. But it's also weird to just open fire on just some rando in your backyard.
Yeah, good luck finding a new pool guy.
Yeah, this guy is, they're not working with each other anymore, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, but imagine looking for somebody else. You look at the address, this guy, right? Maybe not.
No, I'm not going to do that. They say,
I wouldn't even want to be the guy that replaces the sliding glass door.
No, I'm not going to that house. They're on edge around there, man. And they just think people are coming out to get them. And let's get some of the details here from Fox 13, because there are no charges against this guy. Stoned Assassin on Twitch says, no crime. I don't know if you can articulate that a flashlight was cause for fear or great bodily harm, but okay. Yeah, I guess they said it's awful, but not illegal, I think is what the sheriff said. Let's listen to this.
First up here on this Monday, lawful but awful.
Told you.
That's how the Pinellas County Sheriff described this shooting in Dunedin, where a
There's a guy
homeowner
who's
fired
cleaning the
30
pool.
rounds at a pool cleaner.
So
investigators say that shooter will not face any charges because he thought
they
he was
had
defending
security footage.
They have security cameras out there.
They didn't want to look at that before shooting 30 rounds.
They didn't look out there. They didn't look at the security footage. They didn't flip on a light to see who was out there. And they're going to argue, if we flip on a light, the person's going to
run away.
But what is this world that you're living in? You're living in a thriller movie. This is
living
not
in
reality.
Florida.
You're living in a thriller movie where at any moment while you're watching Ernest Goes to Camp, there's going to be somebody outside your sliding glass door.
The best of the Ernests, by the way.
So many of them after that were just absolute failures. I agree. But that's going to set you off. Just the slightest noise during your movie. It's not like, hey, maybe there's an animal loose in the backyard. Hey, maybe some homeless guys wandered into our backyard. Let's kick on the light and see what's going on. There's no, hey, maybe you go right to, there must be a paramilitary attack on our house right now, and I've got to get the AR and just start unloading on the mystery figure in my backyard. And you could see him on the footage clear as day as the pool guy.
Home and his family. This Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer reports tonight with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
Pinellas County investigators say fortunately and maybe surprisingly, no one was hit by any of those 30 bullets that were fired during this shooting.
Yeah, that's amazing.
This chaos was recorded both on home security video and during a frantic 911 call.
But I heard them and I saw them, and we don't know if they are armed or not.
That woman had no reason to be scared, but she and her husband didn't
there
know
he is.
at the time,
Got the pool net.
Pinellas County Sheriff
a bit of a dig.
They were concerned, afraid for their safety.
A pool cleaner arrived at around 9 p.m. to do his job at a home on Concord Drive in Dunedin earlier this
And
month.
I know so many of you are going to be like, he had it coming. It came after dark. He didn't tell
I don't know
him
that
it
he
was
had.
coming.
I don't know that he had 30 rounds from an AR coming.
No,
but
that seems like a bit much.
I think just in general, showing up unannounced to do any sort of work on somebody's house. If you were any sort of home service person, why?
Yeah, I get it, and I totally agree. But I also think, is it crazy to think, turn on the light?
No, I'm
Turn
with you,
on the
Sean.
light.
1,000% with you. And in that, it just like Amazon drivers. You can get deliveries throughout the evening.
Right.
Does that mean that they should be wary as soon as the sun goes down that someone spots them with a package in their hand?
And sometimes
that
they
should shoot through a door.
Yeah, sometimes they do deliver late. And let me throw this at you too, okay? Because I thought this was kind of a weird thing too. We just had a case where a woman shot through her front door, right? She said she was worried this person was going to break in and she was trying to defend herself. They said, nah, that ain't going to work. The door was locked and in front of you. And you're now getting some charges, manslaughter or whatever it was this woman got for shooting through her door. These people had a sliding glass door. It was shut and locked. Is that viewed completely differently because it's made of glass, because somehow there's a bigger threat because it's not a hardened front door? You're still shooting through a locked door at a perceived threat on the other side. The only difference being that it's glass rather than wood that we're talking about. And this is treated completely differently. No charges for this couple at all. Nothing
One
at
could
all.
argue that the lady was shooting at her front door, and these people were shooting into their backyard.
So the person was like further on the property?
The act of trespassing has already been committed.
Well, she could say that they were trespassing by being up at her front door, too, I would think.
I don't
right?
think
Is
you can
it
argue
trespassing if you hire a person?
No, I mean, they might say he's unexpected in these hours, so then that makes it trespassing.
This is a Mo question faux show.
Yeah, let's go into a little bit more here.
It was later than normal, and deputies say the homeowners, identified by the sheriff as Bradley and Yana Hokabar, didn't
Come
expect
on,
them
man,
to be
just
there.
look at the
We're told
security
the couple
footage.
thought
I know.
the man
And
was
you
there
would
to
know.
commit a crime. Galtieri says the husband yelled for him to leave while his wife called 911.
When I saw him, I quickly closed the curtain and locked the door.
He's the gun rack. There he is.
What was that? Nothing, don't shoot.
The sheriff says Bradley
Nothing?
Hokabar
Yeah, that was nothing. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't shoot. And then the 911 dispatcher at some point is telling them, stop shooting. I think we'll hear that.
flashlight coming toward the house and fired 2 shots.
There it
that
goes.
blew-
Oh, you just saw him blow out the sliding glass door. You see it's all broken right here? They just blew out the sliding glass door in
and
that footage.
fired 2 shots that blew
Good
open
God,
the patio
man.
doors.
He's so lucky he
Glass
didn't die.
shards hit the pool cleaner, who took off running.
All this is unfolding very fast. This whole thing is over with in 90 seconds.
Take a breath.
Who shot it?
My husband, because they are walking around here with the...
Who is it? What kind of gun does he have?
He's screaming out now.
Stop shooting.
Stop shooting.
Stop shooting.
Wow.
People are saying stop shooting.
Wow. I never hear that.
The 911 operator is saying stop shooting. His wife is saying to him, stop shooting.
Stop shooting the gun.
The dispatcher's pleas didn't convince
Look at
Hokabar
that,
to stop
man.
shooting
That's
his gun.
ridiculous.
An AR-15, according to the sheriff.
Somebody, please.
I don't know.
He's still shooting.
Did he shoot anybody? Hello? Ma'am.
What is he doing?
Yep.
The pool guy is
Responsible
gone.
gun owner, for sure.
He's now shooting at an empty backyard. The pool guy fled. He got the hell out of there.
Stop it, please. Nothing, stop it.
Hokabar unloaded the rest of the 30 shots in his magazine. Fortunately, the bullets didn't hit anyone or anything.
That's where the room for discussion is about firing that number of rounds in rapid succession.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying that this guy should get like some major charge, but like unlawful discharge of a firearm, I don't know, something that would fit the bill here to show him like, what the hell?
If I were looking to find something to stick him with, I would start going, all right, where did all those bullets end up? Did any of them go through a fence, or any of them in a neighbor's yard where there could have been people back there?
Who knows? He had no clue, and there's 30 rounds fired off. What do you think? Is that the fault of the pool guy? It's on him, or should there have been some charges here? I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. We'll dive into some of those. We've got a drunk woman on an airplane. We've got a man who keyed a car and got caught in the most awkward interaction I've heard in a long time. We got a lot to get to on a very, very busy Share the Show Tuesday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect delays due to an accident off to the left shoulder heading eastbound before State Road 408. There's slowdowns due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading southbound north of US 192 exit 244. You can expect delays due to an accident on State Road 50 heading eastbound between Lake Pickett Road and Avalon Park Boulevard. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Daytona Beach.
Ocean breeze, tropical beach. An air freshener can make your car smell like paradise. A drive to Daytona Beach will actually get you there. Beach on. Plan your trip today at DaytonaBeach.com.
The process of shopping for a mortgage can be complicated and confusing and so frustrating that you don't want to do it, but not when it comes to that mortgage guy, Don. You see, you get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker like Don, and you get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you go to thatmortgageguydon.com. It is chock full of information for you, guides on how to get pre-approved, reliable mortgage information, and of course you have direct access to the expert himself via live chat, email, Zoom call, appointment, or perhaps you can hear your question answered live this weekend on the Home Loans Radio Show. Mortgage brokers are better. They do all their loans through national wholesale lenders. Still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. And that mortgage guy, Don, is the best because he made this process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. You want to see a difference? Apply now and get a quote or get a free analysis of your existing quote by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Get your tickets now
At AXS.com.
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights,
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage,
At T-Mobile Arena.
streaming live only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now
Before they sell out.
at AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at AUTIO.com.
There's something about a Florida sky. It's painted in the most magnificent colors, clouds streaked with changing light. They say if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. The skies are electric and alive. So even as the storms get enormous, even as they're coming more each year, the beauty keeps me going. My flood insurance helps me stay. The only thing that's predictable is that I'm in Florida for good.
Protect your property with flood insurance. Visit floodsmart.gov.
Try new extra charged Dunkin' Refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Available for a limited time, so try it today. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer said about her experience.
After researching several fence companies, my husband and I decided to go with Fence Outlet. They gave us several fencing options and were quick with responses and ideas. They even offered 0 down, 0% financing for 12 months, which was huge for us. We are loving our Fence Outlet fence that adds to the beauty of our home and security for our family.
Thank you, Fence Outlet.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. Financing with approved credit. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Take control of your health and your wallet at healthfinder.fl.gov. Your one-stop shop to compare medical facilities in your area. From copays to x-rays, asthma treatment, and ultrasounds, healthfinder.fl.gov gives you a straight answer on cost and lets you compare against providers. Choose wisely. Live healthy at healthfinder.fl.gov. Paid for by the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
At SimpliSafe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from SimpliSafe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplisafe.com/radio. Advanced Home Security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Want to live in Los Angeles. When I see a story like this, I'm like, why? Just leave. Everybody should leave the city and just leave it to the few rich celebrities who remain.
And then the rest of the homeless people with homeless mansions.
Right. And you have no bigger disparity in income, probably anywhere on the planet, than when you have people with literally nothing and people with like hundreds of millions of dollars. All right there in the same spot, and lots of both of them in the case of Los Angeles. And the story that I saw this morning, before we get into your dispatches here, was that you would be considered low income if you lived in Los Angeles. You would be considered low income, meaning that you would probably be falling behind your bills each month, and you would be eligible for like affordable housing and those kind of things. You're low income in Los Angeles if you make $70,650 a year. That is low income in Los Angeles. And
That's
in
startling.
Orange County, it's $80,400 a year. And you would still be considered low income in that area.
Well, you shouldn't be so poor.
Get better, right? What are you doing out there? That's crazy to me, man. That is absolutely wild. And it's because there's such income inequality in that city and many other cities too, but really, really badly in Los Angeles and in San Francisco. Why? Because you have these big companies that come in the case of San Francisco, you got Facebook, one of the biggest employers there. You got all these other companies, and the average employee is making well into the six figures. So basically, you're all poor, rich together, right? You got to be rich to be poor in the state of California right now. More specifically, in Los Angeles County, you got to make that much money. They said in San Mateo County and in San Francisco, if you make $104,000 a year, you're low income. $104,000. You're six figures in, and you're poor, and you buy like a hut of a house. You're renting, maybe.
That means that you're not there, right? Like,
no, I wouldn't.
if you live there, you're amongst very rich people.
Well, that's why a lot of these people,
you two are rich.
During the pandemic, a lot of these people were like, hey, we can remote work. screw this. I'm going to go live in Arizona.
Then there were a lot of people who were getting called back to the office.
Yeah.
Didn't tell their boss that they moved to a different state.
They're not there anymore.
I think it was Arizona that around the pandemic, maybe right before, that they were offering, like, I guess maybe they were financing people to move there.
Mhm.
A friend of mine who lived in Orlando for, pretty much his entire life, moved there, but with a grant,
Right.
essentially.
Because they
to
want
go to Arizona.
They want more people coming into the state.
Like provided his moving costs.
Sure, there's
and
a lot
all
of people
that.
doing that to Florida right now.
And then you
too.
get over there and you're like, what do we do?
Yeah, it's not a lot to do here. That's
So-
why Florida is doing so well. We have no state tax in Florida. Sorry, Texas, if you have a state tax. They have a state tax in Texas?
Not sure.
For our Dallas friends, they seem freewheeling over there and free loving in Texas. Hopefully they don't have a state tax over there. But people go to all these different states to get the hell out of places that have become too expensive.
Says Texas does.
They do? Sorry about your luck, Texas. You got to get some new elected officials. You got to get somebody in there to get rid of that state tax. They don't want to get rid of that right now.
Kneel down and say that to his face.
In New York City, you know how much money you have to make? It's probably an insane amount of money to have
They do have that rent control stuff.
But it doesn't work in New York City. That's why when you look at these places that people live, oh my God, the difference between do you guys know who Barbara Corcoran is? Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
No, but fun name.
She's the older lady on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And she's got real short hair, and she does a lot of interviews and stuff, and she's a very successful businesswoman.
Oh, they don't have it. Texas doesn't have an individual income state tax.
Okay.
They were putting that on that list for a weird reason.
Well, in her case, somebody walked up to Barbara Corcoran in the streets of New York City, and they go into her apartment, and her apartment is like the whole floor, top floor or close of this apartment building, and it's gorgeous, and there's a view of Central Park, and there's all this stuff. It's like absolutely stunning to see. That is not the experience that anybody's going to get in New York City. You're going to get like an old broom closet, and you're going to rent it out with 5 people to try to make rent because everything is insanely expensive.
My wife lived in 2 different apartments when she lived in New York, and the first one was a 3rd or 4th floor walk up.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like,
no elevator.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, so when she moved to the financial district, which is kind of near World Trade Center.
Yeah.
That was the place where she moved to and lived before she left and came back to Florida. She was like, finally got an elevator.
Yeah,
All right,
so
let's
going
do
up
it.
in the world. Over on YouTube, Captain Spaldo, a Texas listener, says, Texas does not have a state tax. I live in Dallas. Thank you. And good for you over there. You need to keep
I'm
it
glad
that way.
you read that after I corrected myself.
And doubled up, though, still. Anyways.
Because Google put it on a list, and then when I expanded it, it named everything but income. And I was like, okay, why? This was not a smart list then.
People are just starting to wonder, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? When you're in some of these cities and you go, I can be making an amount of money that seems wealthy to me, but not living a life that resembles that at all. And why? Why do that? There's a lot of people who are escaping away to places like smaller cities in the Carolinas, in Georgia, where if you make $125,000 a year, you can live really well. You can get like a big giant house. You can live like somebody who makes 6 figures as you used to picture it in your head, and not like somebody who is still impoverished basically in Los Angeles. Maybe you still want to go there to live out those dreams or whatever. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us your dispatch now. Let's see what's going on over there. We got dispatches coming in. In fact, here's our friend Guitar Slinger talking about the low income problem.
Wow, low income at 70,000 plus and change.
Crazy.
Begs the question, who's serving people their food, waiting tables, putting out fires, patrolling the streets? Who's taking care of all of that if low income is 70 grand plus a year?
They're piling into houses. That's what they're doing. That's what you have to do. They're sharing houses with several other people so that they can split this giant chunk of it. And you know who's renting them out, those houses? The rich-ass people who actually own the houses. And so it makes it worse and worse and worse. You know, I'm not like the eat the rich guy. I want to be as rich as I possibly can.
I just want to snack on them.
But I don't want to go to a place where if you're making let's say you were making $1 million a year. In LA, you wouldn't be able to live like the big life.
You would fare better getting like a really dope, brand new, giant RV.
Right.
And living in that.
And then you would be able to move that out of the state if you ever wanted
like
to.
a yacht.
And get the hell out of there. Oh, yacht life might be nice too. All right, let's see what we got here. There's
you
a lot of people.
You wouldn't make it a day in yacht life.
What
Sean.
if I got like
You'd
mega
fall off the
millions?
boat.
If I have 50 million, then I got a guy who does the yacht stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. I don't know what
Where are
I'm
my
doing.
floaties?
I'm a disaster when it comes to that.
A mama disaster?
I'm a disaster.
Oh, got it.
Speckled Trout is chiming in about this pool guy story. If you missed this couple was watching a movie, and the wife goes to the kitchen, and she hears that somebody's in their backyard. She sees like a shadow, and she locks the sliding glass door, and she shuts the curtain in one place, and then she tells her husband, there's somebody out there. Her husband was former military. He gets his AR-15 and shouts out like one time into the backyard, and then just shoots out the sliding glass door and drops 30 rounds out of his AR-15 at this mystery person in the backyard who was the pool guy, who I don't know why, but showed up at 9 o'clock at night and led to all of this. And here's Speckled Trout.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
I'm not even surprised that in today's Florida, elected officials think it's A-OK to shoot off 30 rounds from a high-powered rifle in your backyard at the pool guy. But think of this. Had that guy been a cop in the backyard investigating a break-in at their neighbor's house, that dude with the rifle would be dead now.
Sure.
Wiggle, wiggle, pop,
Or charged with something. Charged with something because the law enforcement officer had the right to be searching the backyard. But, you know, it just would have been something. And again, I don't want like everything thrown on him. I just want people to live in a life where when we hear a little noise in the backyard,
All right, get the AR-15.
and you just start lighting up the place. I
Let's
want people
damage the house. They have to pay for that themselves. right?
if you want to have an AR-15, whatever. But how about you turn on the light switch so you can go, oh, it's the pool guy.
Why put up security cam if you're not going to look at it?
And you know what's weird? They released that They had to release that footage. Maybe they released it to the cops, and the cops released it to the media. But that was their camera footage.
Or maybe the guy knew something about something and knew that he didn't break the law.
Yeah,
and
like,
said,
I'm within my rights.
said I'm releasing this footage to prove it.
I just find it so insane that so many people seem to think they're in the middle of a thriller movie, and at any moment somebody's going to be like drop in from the roof with a rope, and they're going to sling into the window and start shooting up the place. It's like, God, maybe they got some real nice stuff in that house. I don't know what's happening there.
I mean, their pool looked very tiny.
It didn't look very big, you're right. But now they got a big mess in that backyard after firing all those rounds
Do you
out.
think that guy can sue them?
I don't know.
Like civilly?
I don't know if he has a case or not. And he's going to be really hurting all this by the fact that it was dark outside and he was there to clean the pool.
Right.
But
he would have to prove damages.
Sure. Yeah, I think he just hauled ass. I think he just ran as fast as he could. Here is Gadget Inspector.
So how the heck does a guy fire 30 rounds in 90 seconds and not hit anything?
Yeah, he's
Make
firing
it to
in
the
the
rank
dark.
of lieutenant colonel in the Army.
That's the thing that's most surprising to me.
I mean, the guy probably, the pool guy did not stick around for all 30 of the rounds.
He ditched after the first two.
He ran off.
He's so incredibly lucky he didn't get hit.
I know,
Yeah.
because they would have probably died in that backyard.
I've seen plenty of people say like, "Oh, well, he's not a very good shot if he didn't hit this pool guy." Maybe he's not a good shot. Maybe maybe the hitting of the sliding glass door kind of deflected enough for this pool guy to run off and be very, very lucky. But you don't shoot 30 rounds and not hit anything, and that's why I was saying if you want to stick some sort of charge to him, see if he put anybody else in immediate danger.
Right. Where do those bullets go? Did one go through a wall?
Bullets
and
always
hit
go
somebody?
somewhere.
Yeah, it has to. If it's a projectile coming out of an AR-15, it's going to go somewhere, and it's going to probably go into another house around there, depending on how they're arranged. Okay, quick break. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Another week, another auction of stuff that belonged to dead celebrities, and the latest will require a big bag of money. Someone went to Pink's concert recently and got the party started in the most uncomfortable way. Plus, in lieu of flowers, the internet continues to troll the Titan sub tragedy, and this time with nautical puns. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Hi, everybody. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Just want to freshen up the forecast details for you on this Tuesday here in Central Florida. Mostly sunny, just a modest increase in afternoon clouds. Rain chance today at 20% or less. The real weather headlines, the heat and humidity going for about 96 for the peak today. And our heat index, our feels like temps between 102 and 107 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, rain chance just before sundown at 20%. Overnight lows in the upper 70s. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Stop waiting for a great deal on better sleep. Mattress Firm's July 4th sale is happening now. Save up to $700 on top brands when you get a king bed for a queen price. Plus, get a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Shop today to get the right bed at the right price.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
Oh, I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Now open in Daytona.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X dry fire training system.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X dry fire training system.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to mantisx.com.
MantisX.com.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call my friends at the Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
In a world of ever-changing algorithms, you can still find us here. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
The next episode in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And thank you for hanging out with us today. Good to see all of you. Thanks to everybody who's hanging out in chat. I see Koalak, Millen Surfer, Eric. I see Sergeant Dave. Everybody who's watching the show. And you could do that too. All you have to do is go over to YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. All the live links up at thenewsjunkie.com/live as well. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I don't know. You guys are just so cool and you're so good looking, and I'm just not as good looking and cool as you are.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com, and of course the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, perhaps you just want to get some more information, go to thatmortgageguyDon.com and listen to the Home Loans Radio Show every weekend right here on the radio. I realize not everyone can listen to it, but there's a podcast.
Yeah, go to the website.
That's
right there.
Don.com. 37 years ago, 1986, a movie was released that reminded me of The Babe.
What, Babe?
Okay, I'm sorry. You used to have fun when we did that.
I can't do it, so don't look at me.
Oh, well, Celine doesn't like it anymore either.
I wasn't prepared.
What
You
Babe?
remind me of The Babe.
What, Babe?
Babe of the Power.
What power?
Power of... You know what? You're not...
He's not into it. He's not into it.
Well, maybe you'll be into these magical facts you probably never knew about the Labyrinth. David Bowie's character, Jareth, he has a considerable bulge that everyone noticed.
Okay.
And apparently it was an intentional choice made by conceptual designer Brian Froud.
They said bigger bulge.
Yeah, give Bowie a big old bulge. The puppet Hoggle, it's the really, really ugly troll one.
Mm-hmm.
You never seen the movie,
I've still never seen this, no.
You would, I feel like, recognize at least, like, you know, that cover.
I know visually what it looks like.
Yeah.
I've seen scenes from it, but I've never watched the movie.
And if you were to watch it, he's the ugliest troll. And that puppet had 18 motors in its face and was operated by 4 different people.
Damn, back then?
Yeah.
That's old, too.
The actress inside the
They
puppet
kind of had to back then.
did all the body movements, but none of the facial movements as well. Hoggle was actually lost in transit after the movie was made and is now on display at the Unclaimed Baggage Center in Alabama.
Oh, he is ugly.
Right?
This little guy. He looks like an
Reminds me
ugly
of my ex.
garden gnome or something like that.
one from a long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
The baby noises in the song Magic Dance are actually David Bowie because he didn't feel the recordings of the real baby sounded good enough. Which is kind
He
of
did his own baby
He's
noises?
like, that baby sucks. I'm doing it myself.
Fire the baby.
There is an amazing crystal juggling moment by Jareth the Goblin King, and it's done by professional juggler Michael Mostian, who was crouching behind David Bowie, working totally blind, and was
Wow.
able to juggle crystals and not drop one.
I could not do that.
Terry Jones of Monty Python wrote the original script for The Labyrinth. Baby Toby was played by a baby actually named Toby.
Oh.
And he was the son of the movie's conceptual designer, i.e. the man responsible for David Bowie's giant bulge.
Wow.
Yep, it was also considered a financial flop, grossing only $12.7 million domestically.
Yeah, I think it became more of a cult classic.
It seems that way, yeah.
We watched it every single summer at my
Really?
camp.
I don't
Oh.
know that I've seen the whole thing.
Oh, it's so great. You'll get to see it just a little bit because it was so much to edit, but I guess over the weekend, Offset and Quavo of Migos fame, they reunited to pay tribute, rather, to their late Migos band member Takeoff at the BET Awards. And then, yesterday, out of nowhere, Offset followed up that beautiful celebratory moment by hitting up Instagram and accusing his wife of having sex with another man.
Oh, that's not great.
Yeah, Offset's wife, is...
Cardi B.
Cardi B.
I didn't know they were married.
Yep, married, baby, all that. And he had posted... Oh, now I don't have it. But it was something like, definitely the N-word twice. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, my wife's banging another dude.
They just put it all out there,
and then,
huh?
Well, and then he deleted it, but she is now flat out denying it and throwing him under the bus.
Did she
too.
make another video like she did for the stepson guy?
This was just audio. I went to go pull it. She used that Twitter space.
Oh, okay.
And it was 3 minutes long, and I'm
This
like,
is
no.
the weirdest venue to kind of hash out your marital issues.
People sat
It's
there
like,
and listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, we're gonna go on Twitter Spaces and tell people what's up.
And fortunately, those that did listen to it just grabbed the best part. So I just have a smaller clip for you, not all 3 minutes.
Don't pay attention to that country man, y'all. Don't
Oh,
pay
my
attention
husband.
to the country man. That Spaces the other day got motherfuckers spiraling and thinking,
spiraling.
come on now, I'm Cardi B. I think sometimes motherfuckers forget I'm Cardi B. If I was giving this pussy to anybody, it would be out. I'm not just anybody. Can't regular, degular, schmegular.
That's my favorite part.
Regular, degular, smuggler.
Yeah. Because they gonna tell the world, and I can't nobody in the industry because they gonna tell too. These, what was that? Y'all ever heard that Ruby Rose record where she said got a big ass mouth? So please, boy, stop acting stupid. Stop acting stupid.
You hear that? What was the quote again?
Regular,
Regular, schmegular.
schmegular, degular?
Maybe close.
No, I'm not going to do it again. I
Regular,
gotta put
degular,
enough out there.
schmegular.
Well, some weirdo, burrito Frito weirdo, I'm just going to go with weirdo, decided to attend Pink's show in London the other day. We love her. We know her.
Yeah.
At least I do. One of my first CDs that I listened to back to back to back
Pink?
to back to back. Yes, Misunderstood. And she was over at Hyde Park, and during Just Like a Pill from that album, unless I'm getting that album wrong, someone threw, of all things,
A pill.
their mother's ashes on stage.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, here's a clip. So those of you that can't really hear it, and I think I sent you the clip if
Yeah,
you want to
I've
play.
got it here.
Unfortunately, the guy who's filming it was singing so loud that you can't hear Pink, but
She says, "Is this your mom?" And she's holding up like a bag
Yeah.
that the woman threw up on the stage. And then she says, "I don't know how I feel about this." And she like hides it behind the speaker and keeps singing.
yeah, she bent down, gently placed them out of the way in front of a speaker, and then continued with the song. Now, she may have not known how she felt at the moment, but social media is slamming this ash thrower.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is. I would at least like maybe hit her up on social media. My mom loved you. Maybe we could just spread the ashes somewhere, but
It's
not
just-
throw it at Pink.
Now it's like, here, you throw this away. But Pink can't throw it away because then you're throwing away somebody's ashes. And it's like, now you deal with this.
Yeah.
You deal with this thing.
One fan wrote, "I need y'all to have boundaries. Like, girl, what? She handled it well because I'd definitely be mad that someone handed me their mom's ashes. Another wrote, I feel like security at a concert will be going through TSA if people don't stop being weird.
Mm-hmm.
Others had more extreme suggestions of what Pink should have done. I would have started snorting their mother on stage or sprinkled it on the crowd. So there you have it. And with that,
y'all want to see this girl's mom?
Just throw it out over the crowd.
Or like mix it in with the big confetti at the end.
You could do like how LeBron James.
Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and add that to my funeral plans.
How LeBron James gets like the powder on his hands, it claps
Smacks
real
it.
big, and then it goes up in the air. It'll get it all over everybody.
YOLO. Yodo. You only die once.
Mm-hmm.
And after this story went viral, BuzzFeed put together a list of unusual final requests from famous people, and away we go. Maybe some inspiration for me.
All right.
Tupac had asked that his ashes were smoked by members of his former group Outlaws with a Z.
Now, do they say if these things ever happened, or
They don't.
just that they were said?
Yeah, we might have to do a quick goog. But Hunter S. Thompson, author of Fear and Loathing in
I
Las
remember this
Vegas,
one.
Johnny Depp honored his request to have his ashes fired from a cannon, which
There's
was
video
expensive
of it
and
too.
fun.
Yeah, they used it for like a movie or something that they did.
The inventor of Pringles, Fred, had his ashes buried in, hope you're sitting down.
Pringles.
Yeah, the original flavor. Carrie Fisher, her ashes are held in an urn shaped like a Prozac pill.
Yep.
Bruce Lee, footage from his actual funeral was used in the last film Game of Death. There's a scene where you can see his face in the casket. Does he get paid for that?
That
Is
is
royalties?
a strange thing.
Luke Perry wanted to be eco-friendly, so he was buried in a mushroom burial suit. Ark West, the inventor of Doritos, his urn was buried in a box surrounded by Dorito chips.
A lot of chips people making this list.
James Doohan from Star Trek, some of his ashes were smuggled onto the International Space Station. Aretha Franklin, she had 4 outfit changes for her 3 viewings and funeral.
Damn, that's fancy.
Roald Dahl, always have such a hard time with his name. He had a Viking-inspired funeral where he was buried with some of his possessions, like HB pencils, a power saw, and chocolates. And Elizabeth Taylor, she wanted to be fashionably late to her service, so it began 15 minutes after the announced start time. So good for her. TikTok, you really be doing it. After the tragedy, after it was confirmed that 5 people were instantly, 2 nanoseconds, killed
on the Titanic.
On the Titan.
Well, the Titan, yeah.
The Titan. I think the Titanic people, it was a longer, stretched out death. But it turns out the jokes aren't over. Now a TikTok reviewer has gone viral for sneaking in not so subtle references to the Titanic submersible while reviewing the gaming controller that was used in the Titan submersible.
My God. Is that this Logitech one?
Yes.
All right, let me click this.
Did you guys at least see a couple posts where people were trying to sell one of those gaming controllers on like eBay or Facebook Marketplace, and they would say submarine controller?
Good God. All right, here it is. Let's see.
Logitech F710 gaming controller. So you might recognize this controller, but that's probably because it was a very popular gaming controller that's been around since early 2011. The build quality feels great, and just like most other controllers, it's got all the essential buttons you need, including a vibration button, which when turned on really lets you feel the crashes, hits, and explosions. It's powered by 2 AA batteries, which do last a while, but always keep spares in case it happens to die during long gaming hours. Mine also had a slight stick drift, so I wouldn't recommend for any racing, flying, or driving games. At $30, I definitely can't recommend for anything more than gaming, but with the sea of competition, Logitech really did put a lot of depth into the controller.
A lot of people have commented with their puns as well. Very in-depth review. You definitely earned my sub. Is this controller good for submarine simulators? I see, S-E-A, exactly what you're doing. This imploded my mind. Now, a lot of people commented too soon as well. After the news of the Titan disaster was confirmed, turns out Logitech International SA saw the share price completely tumble.
Oh, no.
Which doesn't seem very fair because they didn't choose to be the controller for a submarine.
That's not. It didn't list that on the uses for the controller on Amazon.
Do you think
now
that's
they have to have
why,
a warning.
I think that these are weird little flukes that happen with stock sometimes.
I mean, we'll see. South Park. We are still getting more and more news about Casa Bonita, and the latest being the wages for these servers.
It's open now, right?
It is
Yeah.
not.
It's not?
It's not. No. I mean,
There was like a media
soft opening.
event. Yeah, they had like a media event thing.
The grand opening date's still under wraps. They have the people camping out, I guess, just waiting for that opening day. But I guess the tipping culture will now be shaken up as well. Parker and Stone are doing what some are calling revolutionary and others are calling complete BS. And they are now, instead of tipping, they're eliminating that completely. And they're giving wages to their servers $30 an hour.
Well, that's not bad working at Casa Bonita.
Existing was like $14, $15 an hour, but this is going to do a few things, shifting the onus for providing a living wage from the customers to their actual employer.
But they must have a lot of servers. Remember how big that place was? Yeah, it seats 1,000 people in Casa Bonita.
Axios reported the news and suggested that there could nonetheless be some backlash, saying that the day that it was like a couple Fridays, they had a public opening. The restaurant called employees to a meeting in which they were told to sign new contracts within a day or quit completely.
Damn.
And also documents that provided Axios from other employees. That didn't make any sense. The employees asked
documents that Axios was provided by other employees.
Got it. The employees asked to remain anonymous for fear of the retribution because of a confidentiality agreement that they clearly. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. Crazy story though. Can't wait till it opens.
I want to go there.
Yeah, me too. And we won't have to tip. So there you have it. I think the food cost is going to be astronomical.
A lot of people want to go to Denver, right? Is this close to Denver?
Yeah.
It's right in Denver, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to go to Denver for various reasons, weed and all kinds of different stuff, and just culture, skiing, whatever.
Sure.
And I think it could be a thing now where somebody says, I'm going on a vacation to Denver. They go, it's a must stop. I got to go to Casa Bonita.
Yeah.
I could see
that'll
that.
be huge for them.
Super huge. You remind me of the Babe.
What Babe?
Never mind.
He's just not in it.
On the Boob Tube, you got America's Got Talent on NBC, third season finale of Superman and Lois. I'm surprised that show's still on.
I've never seen it.
First season finale of Gotham Knights on the CW. Got Kelly Clarkson on Watch What Happens Live. And the writers are still on strike, so no late night. But be sure to check out the Bonnaroo blog, Road to Rue, right there on realradio.fm. And while you're on the internet, I mean, if you want to mosey on over to Orlando Weekly and vote me for one of the best of categories, that'd be lit. I have to get back my trophy. In a couple days, so I won't have any trophies.
You didn't bring it with you today?
No, I have it on a mantle in my house. I had to
soak it in.
Thank you. I'm going to soak it so hard.
All right.
So anyways, follow your dreams. I'm on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. It wasn't soaking what the Mormons.
Yeah. That's part of the jury.
Oh, that's what I thought of. That's what I thought of. I was like, the scene where they reenacted that, where the guy was jumping up and down on the bed. Oh God, that Jury
So
Duty
great.
show. That if you haven't seen Jury Duty, that show is fantastic. It's
Did
very
you watch
funny.
all of it
I
already?
haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I watched the
the
whole
There was
thing.
a thing about soaking in the trial.
Yeah,
I haven't.
it's hard to explain without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
All right, well,
We'll get to it. You should check it out. When we come back, there is something that is injuring a lot of people all of a sudden because I don't want you to get hurt. It's not soaking, but I'll tell you what it is. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Tacos for Talkbacks is back, and we're giving away Tijuana Flats cash this Friday. Get the details at realradio.fm/taco.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 436 heading westbound at Howell Branch Road. The right lane is blocked. The right shoulder is blocked due to an accident on I-4 eastbound before State Road 408. You can expect bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
Sharp stomach pain? Advice is here. Consult a nurse. Answers, advice around the clock. Consult a nurse. HCA Florida Healthcare. We show up for you. Call 844-70-NURSE. It's free.
Find high-quality healthcare in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov. Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely, live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations. Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Orlando Science Center explores the science behind where dogs came from, how they experience the world, and what makes our bond with them so special. In Dogs, A Science Tale, hands-on exhibits will let you see, hear, and smell the world just like dogs do. Get tickets at osc.org.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
Hey, Monster fans, Russ here. You know what is really scary? Utility rates. So, let's talk about solar. You may have seen solar popping up all over the place. Well, there's a good reason. One is utility rates are rising. Two, government incentives can dramatically lower the cost to solar. So, if you want to go solar, call Solar Source. Monster fans get special access to their new solar estimate tool. Visit solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
O'Reilly. It may be sunny out now, but severe storm season is just around the corner. Your local O'Reilly Auto Parts has the emergency supplies you may need, including generators, tarps, emergency lighting, and cleanup supplies. Prepare now for severe storms ahead with a visit to the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Fence Outlet has the largest selection of fencing options in the state with over 400,000 square feet of showroom and warehouse space. Get 0% financing for 12 months for your gorgeous new fence. Book your appointment online today. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial # pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
We're going to get to you, your dispatches. All you have to do is go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Quick reminder, you can join the Discord. That's a community where you can hang out with other people who listen to the show. They chat around the clock. I'm always hanging out in there. Was last night having some fun with folks on Discord. And if you want to join the chat room and learn all about how Discord works, because it is very, very, very cool, and a big piece of, I think, community building in the future with any kind of show. So check that out at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll find the link. Click it and follow the directions. Bam! You're all set and ready to chat with everybody else. C-Lane, what was that show you said you watched last night?
It's Claim to Fame.
Claim to Fame.
Season 2.
Yes, that's right.
I never watched season 1, but C-Lane was telling us about Claim to Fame season 1 when it was going on. And they just started the second season last night. And I think, I may be wrong on this, you said they shifted when The Bachelorette airs, right?
Yeah, they put Claim to Fame first.
And they aired it like later than they usually do.
They put Claim to Fame in the 8 p.m. time slot and moved Bachelorette down to 9 to 11.
I was wondering if they did some of that because the late night stuff is still, as we're hearing every day, like just nothing.
Yeah, but the late night stuff wouldn't have started till 11:35 usually.
So maybe they just wanted to straddle it like that.
Yeah.
And so Claim to Fame, if you don't know about this, when C-Lane told us about it last year, the basic premise is that all of these people living in this house together, they're connected to somebody famous. They're a relative or whatever to a famous person, a name that you're going to know, and you got to guess who they're related to.
They're all competing against each other, right?
Yep, yeah, and they give out clues and whatnot. And the first person to get voted off was
Spoiler
cringe
alert.
as hell.
Oh my gosh!
C-Lane was telling me.
So their kind of icebreaker is like a 2 truths and a lie, and they'll say, "My claim to fame is my dad. He's famous for being an athlete, and the highest award he's ever won is an Emmy, right?" And you go, well, why does an athlete have an Emmy? Maybe he's not an athlete, or maybe he didn't win an Emmy, or maybe it's not even your dad. Maybe it's your mom. And so they and then the rest of them are just trying to lie their faces off.
So you give out 2 or 3 details. One of them's got to be fake, and this is just going to mix things up so people don't know who your person is.
And and then they all like drink champagne and start meeting each other and stuff. And then in this like mansion that they stay in, there's a clue wall that just has it's like one wall of a TGI Fridays in the old days where there's just stuff drilled to it all over this clue wall that has like little tidbits that are clues about who these people are in the house. And the first person that got ousted was
and that you get out because someone discovers who you're related to.
Yeah. Right. They have to play some games, and then they vote on somebody to pick somebody else, and so this person got voted on, and he picked somebody who he was sure was something like that, and she started bawling, crying because she felt like double crossed by this guy. She felt betrayed, which is just this dude's playing the game, and then, as she left, they were like, "Oh, say goodbye to your fellow claim to famers or whatever you call them." She just walked away without saying goodbye to anybody, and then she was just screaming as she picked up all of her stuff out of the house, and like straight up called one guy an idiot. She was crying. I think she was crying to the producers. She was crying that her clues were too obvious. Which
I think she has a case here.
Well, they kind of were. They kind of were, but the clues don't have your names on them.
Right.
So
this was last night's episode?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm going to probably not watch it.
Yeah.
Are you, Sean?
No, I don't care.
Like,
we tell
spoiler
everybody.
alert, spoiler alert.
Put on the.
No,
tell us, and then someone
spoiler alert.
tune
if you
back in
care
30
about
seconds.
Claim to Fame. I'm going to tell you that the person that was ousted was Tom Hanks's niece.
Okay.
All right, and one of the clues was a bench. But anytime somebody said like they were all looking at the wall together and they're like, a bench, that could be Forrest Gump. She's like, no, a bench could be in any movie.
I'm pretty sure it's not Forrest Gump. Pretty sure.
She goes, well, Greg Sinise was in that movie too.
So it seems like they made the clues obvious because she was annoying to work with and wanted her out immediately.
Maybe. But
I would have. I actually wanted her to go.
What's
to the
going
first.
on with Tom Hanks' relatives? Tom Hanks is the greatest. His wife is amazing. And his family members, from Chet Hanks on down the tree.
Wait, no, there's
Colin's decent.
Oh yeah, he is good.
And then everything goes downhill from there. But I think that's the trade that the universe gives you.
Right.
You have the gift of Tom Hanks, and you have to deal with the aftermath.
If his family members were all great, it would be too perfect a life. He's got to get
like
Chet
the
Hanks.
Hemsworths.
He's got to have to deal with that. I guess they just announced that Ryan Seacrest is officially the new host of Wheel of Fortune.
Are you serious, man? Come
After
on, we
Pat
can't
Sajak
change it
retired.
up a little bit.
Glad to see that guy finally getting a
Yeah,
shot.
he's had a
Getting a shot at
tough go at the broadcasting
Suck
industry.
at that game. But he's one of my favorite coworkers.
Right. Yeah, he needs some more money. The guy is really struggling out there, and he doesn't get enough gigs in broadcasting.
At least if they gave it to Nick Cannon, we could go, well, the guy, child support and all.
Yeah, it makes more sense there. Hey, there's a lot of people getting injured, and I understand this wholly and completely. They said pickleball injuries could cost more than $350 million in the United States of America.
I think that's...
How are you getting injured at pickleball?
I played pickleball, and the next day
I felt injured. I felt injured the next
You
hour.
guys should not. You should have stretched.
I felt fine right after, but that next day I was like I got hit by a bus or something. They said anywhere from $250 million to $500 million in medical spending could be due to pickleball injuries. They said now, this is wild. You guys, we were on this show, and I know we've now, as of this week, been doing this show for 10 years. Good for us.
Happy anniversary.
But
good for us.
It was when we were doing this show that Sabrina did Sabrina on the Job at the nudist place.
That's correct.
And at the nudist place, you told us about this thing called pickleball. I had never heard of it before.
It sounded aptly named for a nudist place.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it
And
had nothing to do with it.
Didn't have
That
to do with
was
wieners.
During the sports segment of that Sabrina on the Job, and then I had first played a really boring game of like you throw a ball in the sand.
Bocce ball or something?
Yeah. And then it was pickleball, and that was the only time I think throughout the entire Sabrina on the Job that I didn't I forgot that they were all naked.
Because you're playing the game.
But it was very fun. I very much enjoyed it, and I thought that it brought it didn't require as much athleticism as tennis would.
It's like a mix between ping pong and tennis or
Right.
something. And the racket's way bigger. But at that time, when you said that, nobody was talking about pickleball. Pickleball
I'm a
exclusively.
trendsetter. So is the naked dude.
It was taking place in nudist resorts. It was taking place in old people neighborhoods. It was taking place in those kind of environments. Now they say, as of this year, 22.3 million people are playing pickleball in the United States. That's a 150% increase from last year alone. 1/3 of those people are seniors, and 90% of the injuries are people 50 and up.
Okay, well, that completely makes sense.
Yeah, they tend to be a higher income set. $100,000 plus is the estimated income of over half of pickleball players in the U.S.
They did have that celebrity pickleball tournament not too long ago.
Not only do they have that, they have a league now, and celebrities are buying teams in the league, just like you would buy an NBA franchise or an NFL franchise or any of those things. It is crazy big.
I just don't understand how it could become that big where the game just screams summer fun, college, something you can do recreationally, not like a soccer team.
And not something fun to watch on TV.
No.
I wouldn't watch somebody
Unless
playing
everyone's
pickleball.
naked.
And I'd watch that a little bit, I think. Yeah. It beat me up playing that damn game, though. Let's hear a couple of dispatches and see what's going on. We got a bunch of people chiming in today. Here's Bland. It says, former Bay Area girl. This is about how expensive it is to live in California right now.
Hey, News Junkies, Blank
Hey.
here. I'm one of those people from the Bay Area that moved to Florida, although I'm originally from Florida, so I just kind of moved back. But yeah, we were on an island called Alameda between Oakland and SF, and we had a 900 square foot house, $2,100 a month, not including utilities or anything. And I probably spent $200 a month to commute by ferry to get over to SF to go to work. Probably took a little over an hour. Sucked. Now we live here. We have a 1,500 square foot house.
Moving
for
on
maybe
up.
$1,500 a month. So yeah, pretty epic.
Yeah, it's a big, big switch. It's so expensive to live in some of these places. We do have somebody who sent a dispatch this morning that I wanted to work in because they said they were a long-time listener, first-time dispatcher. And I say that I'm going to get these on, but I don't sometimes. So here's Caitlin chiming in.
Sean, Sabrina, and C-Lane, I can't believe you all made it to 10 years.
Okay.
Like,
me either.
Honestly. But I have been listening to you guys since 2016, and it's been a long, fun, wild ride.
She
I have a
breaking up with us?
teenager
I
now
know.
that completely appreciates everything that you guys do, and might cringe from time to time, but she
Okay,
loves you
lady.
as much as I do. But here's to another 10.
This was complimentary in some ways and just really riddled with
Surprised
insults
you
on
made it to 10 years, honestly.
And my teenager cringes and on and on it goes.
Now I want a part 2. What parts are so cringy
Yeah,
for
what-
you and your son?
What's the teenager cringing about? Let us know. Send us a follow-up there, Caitlin. Thank you for
Probably
your
when
dispatch.
Sean tries to say young guy words.
No, it's not that.
No
When I-
cap.
Yeah, I'm the coolest one on the show by far, I
And
think.
there you go.
What are you talking about?
And there you go.
I was bringing up rap songs as of late and
Oh,
talking
cool.
about
One
some-
rap song?
Well, I happen to like the song. What's your favorite rap song?
There's way too many. We don't have time for it.
We have plenty
I'm
of time.
I'm a very big hip hop fan. You know that.
I'll make all the room in the world. What's your favorite current rap song?
Current rap song?
Right now.
Gosh, I've been listening a lot to Megan Thee Stallion,
Mhm.
as well as a new artist that you have never ever heard of.
Probably
in your
have
life.
heard of them. I probably
Yeah,
have.
right.
You don't know. I probably have heard of this person.
I got nothing.
This
Trying to
is
look
the
at
new
my
artist?
most recent.
Who's the new artist that you're bragging on here?
I don't know.
I got YNW Melly. C-Lane's got nothing over there.
I don't He's listen gonna to be new in rap. jail.
He's not even checking in over
I
there.
love hip hop.
YNW
Hip-hop.
Melly probably is going to jail, but I can't get that damn song out of my head. You guys probably wouldn't like it, but I forced Courtney to listen to it the other day. It was
Courtney,
like-
sit down with me.
Finally, I was like, you got to hear this. And you know who's not going to like this? Angry Alan. He's not.
Is he back?
He's not back right now, but I just know out there listening, he's not going to be a fan of this just because of the way he is.
Everybody's chiming in on where new pickleball courts are going in,
Mhm.
and I think that's why that article was written. It's not because pickleball's dangerous; it's just because so many more people are doing it now that there's actually a metric for pickleball injuries.
Right, and if they're old and they go in there like, oh, I'll play this game, and they don't
Yeah.
stretch out like we didn't do.
My
if,
hip.
If I was hurting in my 30s playing it, well, then if you're like 65 years old,
I could
70 years
see.
old, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, where it's a good workout, but I'm also getting a vibe, and maybe it's regional, that it's becoming kind of a douchey sport.
Is it?
Yeah, where it's
Pickleball?
like douchebags or just like, frat bro style.
Oh, you know what turned into a douchey sport? Cornhole. Cornhole turned into a douchey sport.
Yeah.
And it turned into like they only have one sponsor. The Jack Links company sponsors like everything
Okay.
that Cornhole does. Every tournament is sponsored by the same damn sausage company. But I'll take their money over here too. Let's see here. Let's go over to Big Al, who has a dispatch for us. And by the way, you can join the show with your comments. Whatever you got on your mind, doesn't matter. Send it on over and we'll hear it. Sour Patch Pete says that song is dumb, sorry, not sorry, Sean. How dare you? What are you talking about? You guys want to hear that song? Yes.
Sure.
I got it. You don't want to hear
I feel like you're like double downing on this because you're listening to a rap song.
it. No, I like the song. So full of curse words.
You got the radio edit?
It says clean. That's all I'm going to play for you right now, but it's so
Oh
good.
my God, that was really bad.
What are you talking about? It's the beginning. I'll play a little more.
Every time I wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind.
So many songs that sound
Yeah.
just like this.
You can't censor this song and have it out there still. It's when you cut out the entire word, it's just a big giant pause. That's going to be a little awkward. All right, where were we? Big Al, I said, right? Yeah, here's Big Al's dispatch.
Hey, News Junkies. Happy 10th anniversary. I've been listening since day one at 5 a.m. when Sean used to answer the phone himself. when you would call him in the mornings. He was so lonely and bored.
Yeah, I was slinging pizzas then.
Anyway, I remember seeing you guys at a pickleball tournament for Clear Channel, Real Radio.
What'd you
Wow.
Did he say Queer Channel? It
We're
sounded
getting there. We're getting there. Just you wait.
Clear Channel. That was the old name of the company.
I think it was Clear Channel then.
Set it
Over
right there.
off of John Young. I wanted to say hi, but I was a little nervous, a little intimidated, I guess.
You should be.
You know, I did see Sabrina step outside for a smoke, and had a good time, though. Hopefully another 10 years, guys. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
All right,
I feel
thank
like
you.
the confidence in our listeners is not as strong as I would like it to be.
You think it's dropping right now? Like,
Hopefully another 10 years. Honestly, you've made us cringe.
you're right. They don't sound like we're definitely going to be here in 10 more years. They don't have that kind of enthusiasm. Maybe they will. We'll see.
I mean, I
what
have
happens.
nowhere else to go, so I'm going to have to bank on that.
There's a whole studio here now. If there's not used for radio, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be
You're gonna do exactly what you did in between the 5 a.m. show and this midday show.
What, take a nap?
No, you didn't you do like podcasts?
I always do stuff.
Okay, why are you? Whoa.
Why do you think that's an aggressive response?
Because
Do
I
you want
always
me-
do stuff.
I think I need to actually yell at you one time so that you'll know
You've done that
what
plenty.
an
It'll
aggressive
go in
response
through one
sounds
ear
like.
and out the other.
I have never yelled at you in an aggressive way.
That was the craziest statement you have ever made in our
I
10
have
years.
never scream yelled at you. I have
Absolutely
argued.
have.
I have argued with you.
We have had full blown screaming matches before.
I have never.
To
You
the point
just
where we
think
had
I'm
to-
screaming.
Okay.
It's not screaming.
You're right, Sean. I really don't want to do this.
We're already doing it.
C-Lane, any thoughts? Or, I mean, you're going to say
No.
anything ever?
Somebody going to scream?
I just want to correct the record. I just want to get that on the record.
Well,
Make sure it's all-
there's a one witness who could attest to it.
Have you ever heard me scream at Sabrina?
I don't think I've ever heard you scream, period.
See?
Perfect.
Except for when you're
What a
like...
surprising answer, Christopher.
Wow. What's that mean?
What's that mean? Is that he always will agree with you.
He doesn't always agree with
That's
me.
not true.
All right, we done here, man? Jesus Christ. I kind of hate this.
Just stir up a little
You know what?
bit.
Maybe the listeners are onto something.
All right, let's take a quick... Somebody said, oh, God, it's happening again.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good run of us not fighting.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, the guy who keyed somebody else's car...
That's going to be me during the
Oh,
commercial
no, please
break.
don't do that. When we come back, we'll hear from this dude because there's body cam footage and everything. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Traveling through the city this afternoon, you can expect delays on I-4 heading westbound between Parr Street and Robinson Street. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 436, Severin Boulevard heading westbound at Howell Branch Road. The right lane is blocked. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at AUTIO.com.
The Home Depot and Behr are there for pros and now offer same-day or next-day delivery on top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Get the most trusted paint brand in America delivered straight to your job site and spend less time stressing and more time painting. Contact a Behr Pro Paint Specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Limitations may apply, not available in all markets. See store for details. Ranked most trusted paint brand based on 2023 Life Story Research.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Welcome back. Dave and Herb here, and we're talking fresh.
Fresh from Florida, that is. Dave, tell our listeners about the produce that's in season.
There's tomatoes, broccoli, watermelon, freppers, spinach.
Wait, hold it. You're just putting fra in front of produce.
Yeah, as in fresh from Florida.
Produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. You don't need to make up words.
Really?
Ugh, friends, visit followfreshfromflorida.com to see what's in season.
Don't you mean .from?
Ugh, really?
Ken Jeong. From The Masked Singer, Community, The Hangover Trilogy, and Dr. Ken.
To be hangover rich and famous as an Asian kid, man. My dad went from father to freeloader just like that, you better get me good grades. After the hangover, you better get me S-Class Mercedes.
Ken Jeong Live, October 8th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Find high-quality healthcare in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov. Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely, live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
The new Smokin' Triple Stack at Firehouse Subs is stacked high with honey ham, smoked turkey, and slow-smoked beef brisket. To top it off, a portion of every purchase helps provide life-saving equipment to first responders. The Smokin' Triple Stack Sub. Get it for a limited time, only at Firehouse Subs. Participating U.S. locations, Firehouse of America, LLC, and Firehouse Subs suppliers together will donate 0.09% of purchases in 2023 at Firehouse Subs locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation for the purchase of life-saving equipment with a minimum donation of $1 million.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to MantisX.com.
MantisX.com.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer has to say about their experience.
After the hurricanes destroyed our old fence, we took the advice of our neighbor and called Fence Outlet. They were fast and professional, and we love our new fence.
Check them out at fenceoutlet.com.
Welcome to the good stuff. I'm Jacob Schick, a third-generation combat Marine.
And I'm his co-host and wife, Ashley Schick. We believe everyone has a story to tell, not only about the peaks, but the valleys they've been through to get them to where they are today. We're joined by some amazing guests who share the lessons they've learned that shaped who they are and what they're doing to pay it forward and give back.
Listen to the good stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
thenewsjunkie.com. And Eric emails, and Eric sends along a screenshot of a Facebook post from somebody, and he says, take a look at this screenshot of a Facebook post. I've always noticed this at several stores myself. This post proves that I might not be alone. This is the location in Palm Bay, blah, blah, blah. I even took pictures to show my wife that this is happening right now. And what it is was somebody was at a Goodwill location, like where you shop for the stuff that people drop off at Goodwill.
Yeah.
And they were in the dressing rooms, and they took a photograph from the dressing rooms, and you could clearly see a security camera, like within shot of the dressing rooms.
Okay.
And so the woman who saw this first, her name is Sandy, and she says she went over to management and said, like, hey, what's going on with this? And management goes, oh, don't worry, it can't see over there. It's like the camera can't see. And it's like a 360 camera. So, I mean, these security cameras, like the big bulb ones, I don't know what to call them. They're not like PTZs, I don't think. But they're like a circular camera that you see in these security places.
I mean, the circular camera, like it's the cover, but it only is really pointing in one way, right?
I think
or there's like three of them.
It depends on the model. It'll be covered, and that might protect it from some things, or it might just be they don't want you to know where it's pointed. Some of them can move in the style of a PTZ camera. Those are still considered that, even if they're not like broadcast quality.
Right.
But, sometimes you could see them moving around, but sometimes it could be pointed in any direction. You don't know what camera they got under there. Just because it's Goodwill doesn't mean you should assume that it's the cheapest model.
Right, and the thing that gets me is, like, what if you said, well, the camera's not pointed at the dressing room? You shouldn't have a camera that has the ability to point at the dressing room. Because if somebody could go mess with that and see the people changing in the dressing room, I understand why they'd be mad. She said, I was in the changing room at Goodwill, and I noticed a camera. I could see it even sitting on the bench in the changing room. Logic would stand that if I can see the camera could see me. According to management, it's there for theft prevention and can't see into the changing room. It only sees outside the room. I don't buy it. Kind of horrified, she says.
I love the idea that they're like, yeah, we just want to prevent people from stealing stuff that we got completely for free, and now we're making a profit.
Yeah, they got to protect all of that inventory.
So I just buy it and change at home.
I do too. I haven't used a changing room forever.
Is there a mild law that you could break inside the changing room that they might report you for?
Masturbating?
That's actually
Is that illegal?
I don't know that it's really illegal to do that.
Oh, you have an expectation of privacy in a
dressing room, yeah.
But it's still considered a public place, not to do sexual acts.
That's a weird
Put that
one.
on the Mo list, please.
I know it's been done just from
Moses, can we
seen things?
You want to masturbate in a Goodwill?
I've seen videos.
I've seen plenty of those videos.
Okay, is that at a Goodwill?
No, I mean,
I don't specify.
It wasn't in particular.
I can understand the hotness of like Saks Fifth Ave, but Goodwill doesn't scream like.
They never
sultry.
say. You could just tell that they're in some sort of dressing room, generally speaking.
But I'm saying, if you're worried that a camera might be pointed at you, maybe that's not the one to do. But is there another mild law that you could break that you think that Goodwill might report you for, that if you get caught, you're like, well, okay, so now we definitely know because you have reported me for whatever I was doing.
They're going to self-report.
Like a mild lobby that wouldn't get you in really big trouble.
Okay.
Pee in the corner.
You wouldn't get caught doing that, I don't think.
I
would say smoking something, but you'd smell it.
Yeah, you don't want to give them any other way other than that they looked at this footage
Maybe like,
to determine it.
I don't know, mining for cryptocurrency by using their internet.
It's very specific.
I don't even know if that's illegal.
We'll see. Arnott on YouTube says, a guy posted a video of him taking apart those cameras at Walmart. It was a battery with a red light and no camera.
Well, I'm sure some places... I've seen completely obviously fake indications of a sort of security.
Yeah.
That's just like, I don't know why you thought anybody was going to believe that.
Well, here's what I was always told, and I don't know if this was the same for you guys when you were going to school. In the front of the school bus, there was this rectangular box with a blinking red light on it.
Yep.
And I was told that some of them have cameras, and the other ones are just boxes with blinking red lights.
Like decoys.
Yeah, so the kids were always, you're like scared by what may not be an actual camera.
Well, then you go to particular cities where they have cameras,
but that don't work at all.
Right. Yeah.
When
that's way common.
Terrible crime happens, and they're like, "Oh, we haven't plugged those in."
You go, wait, there's cameras all over the place here. None of those work. None of that works.
But at least we have this beautiful art installation.
Real quick, I wanted to share an update with you guys. I got a couple of updates that we got to get in before the end of the show here.
Update time.
One is about the situation in San Antonio, Texas, where that 27-year-old got sucked into the jet engine of that Delta plane.
No. Ingested into the jet engine.
They said he did it on purpose.
No way.
Yeah. They said that this person did this on purpose.
That?
They said the death sparked concerns about safety procedures, but an investigation was called off after a medical examiner ruled he took his own life. There were no operational safety issues with either the plane or the airport. They said it was unrelated to their operational process. And they said, we're really, really heartbroken for the family. But they said that he did it on purpose.
That's a weird way of doing that.
That is a very non-ordinary way to take your own life.
I wonder if that just means, like, when you were trying to break this apart yesterday and go, how fast does the turbine need to be spinning? How close? Maybe they determined that he needed to get close enough to jump in.
Yeah.
To be sucked in at that particular part on the tarmac, that area where if the plane was at the gate or near a gate, like wherever it was.
He just kind of dove in there.
Yeah.
Which is really eerie to think about.
Quick.
Let's go over to you. Let's see what's going on where you
Segway.
are. You got some dispatches that are unrelated to people jumping into airplane motors, so let's hear those. How about this? Here's Chopper Dave talking about camera stuff.
Hello. I just wanted to chime in on the security camera. Most security cameras now have privacy screening functions to where you can block out areas that you don't want to record. So on all of the footage, it's just a black rectangle. So you can have like a dome camera, a 360 camera, and film everything but changing rooms or whatever, which, I mean, you kind of got to take their word at it.
Exactly.
But
That's what I like. I don't trust us. We're not filming with that part of the camera. We've got it blacked out.
No, thanks.
No, I'd rather there not be a camera that has the ability to look into the dressing room or, God forbid, the bathroom or whatever they're trying to peek at. Swilly says, busy.
Hey, everybody. Happy today. I apologize if I've been a little distant the last couple of days. I've been very busy moving out of my old apartment into a house.
Nice.
It's super cool. There's a lot of space for everything.
Activities.
Cat loves it. The reptiles get their own room. And, just another
What kind of reptiles do you have?
step towards being a certified big boy. I'm going to get on Discord a little bit later and give everyone a grand
snakes?
tour. Don't expect much, though, because everything's still in boxes. Anyway, have a good day.
Thank you,
Okay,
Swilly.
goodbye.
I don't know if he has snakes. He has lots of lizards.
Okay.
And a turtle.
Because I got someone looking for snakes.
I think he has a turtle that's
To
like
borrow.
a free roaming turtle.
Oh, fun.
The turtle that can just pop around wherever it wants to go.
Takes forever, but
Yeah, it's not speedy or anything, but it's free. And it's just kind of hang out enjoying its life, and that's something. I don't know if he has a gator. He's got a bunch of stuff. He'll let us know.
A gator?
When we come back, damn it, I didn't get to this story.
Sean.
About the guy keying the car, and I promise we'll do that for jury duty.
Story didn't make the cut for sure.
It's going to make the cut, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Dancing naked around your kitchen is a lot better with your best friends.
Seriously.
I mean,
why would you encourage that?
just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
With Hard Knocks reportedly in their future, is the Jets season already doomed? 7 of the last 10 Hard Knocks teams have missed the playoffs. It's more annoying than it is valuable. Boring wins more than brash. And with Aaron Rodgers in the fold, an impulsive ownership, a coach on the hot seat, Jets don't need any more noise. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
When you go to GiveMeTheVIN.com, we treat you like a customer, not a number. We pay the most, we pay fast, and we take care of you because you're our customer. And that's why our reviews are awesome.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Attention business owners, was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
Have you noticed that solar panels are popping up everywhere? You never know who's going to have solar next. And here's a thought, it could be you. Utility rates keep going up, and now is a great time to save big with Solar Source. Solar Source has been getting the job done in Central Florida for almost 40 years. And right now, Monster fans get special access to their new AI-powered tool that can get you an estimate in 1 minute or less. Visit solarsource.com/monsters for an instant quote.
There's something about a Florida sky. It's painted in the most magnificent colors, clouds streaked with changing light. They say if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. The skies are electric and alive. So even as the storms get enormous, even as they're coming more each year, the beauty keeps me going. My flood insurance helps me stay. The only thing that's predictable is that I'm in Florida for good.
Protect your property with flood insurance. Visit floodsmart.gov.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
At SimpliSafe, your safety is the only thing that matters. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from SimpliSafe Home Security. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Fontainebleau Miami Beach is your summer paradise getaway. Taste incredible food from 8 casual and fine dining restaurants. Unwind and renew at Lapis Spa. Float among 11 pools just steps from the ocean. Or spend an out-of-the-ordinary night at Live Nightclub. Book now at Fontainebleau.com.
Holding your virtual hand as the world crumbles. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Just a moment, we'll finally get to this keying the car story. And it all comes down to a sticker that started this whole thing. Got body cam footage and all kinds of stuff with that in just a moment. But Courtney goes, oh, I think your statue came. And when I say statue, I don't mean like, big thing. Something for the shelves in the studio.
I thought it was the bust you had commissioned.
I didn't have a bust commissioned.
Oh, my God, you would totally do that.
I did not.
You would definitely.
It was this cool thing I found that somebody made on Etsy, and it was this cool statue that I really thought would be great for the shelves in the studio because we're trying to put all kinds of fun stuff on there to kind of catch your eyes and grab your attention visually, right? Plus, I just like cool things. And so I bought this, and then I told you earlier that I got it. It was supposed to come UPS, rather. And it said delivered. And I go, oh, great. And I'm in my office.
It's here.
And when I get the delivered notification, I go, when we walk out of my office, go over to the front door, and there's nothing there. And I said, well, maybe something happened here and it got delivered to one of my neighbors. And I look at both my neighbors' doorsteps, no delivery there. And I look across the street, no delivery there. Nobody around me got this delivery. So I said, maybe they made a mistake and maybe they'll come back tomorrow. They didn't. I haven't been delivered this thing, even though it says delivered. And then it's like you can challenge the delivery and say that you didn't actually get it. I challenged it at 4:58 yesterday, and it responded with, your challenge has been closed at 4:59. So they took a moment to say, nope, we definitely delivered it.
How about that?
And they didn't deliver it. There was some other woman's name that was on the delivery thing as well. Anyhow, bottom line is, I thought I was going to get this little statue for the shelves in the studio, but Courtney goes, oh, I think your statue arrived. And I go, oh, awesome.
High-fived each other.
I was like getting all excited. I was trying to open it up with the scissors. And I said, son of a bitch, this isn't my statue. It's something for all of us, actually.
Fun.
Somebody sent us some gifts.
We are winning.
And that's a good thing. It's not my statue, but it's still something. You guys want to open these?
Yes, please.
All right, hang on. Let's see. There's one for all of us, so you guys got to come get
That's so
these.
nice.
I don't know how you're going to
Just throw it.
I could try to throw it.
Pickleball it.
You want me to throw it?
Oh,
Okay.
never mind. I can see it.
It's a little hefty.
I guess I'll get up.
Hang on. All right, here's yours, Sabrina. Yeah, because I would throw this, but Celine, you want me to try to throw yours? Or do you know about the danger? Hold on, maybe take this to Celine. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. And we got a card with this as well before we get into jury duty. It says Sean, Sabrina, and Celine. Hang on. I'll put this over here. And I'll open this up before we look into these bags. All right. We got a little congrats right here.
All right.
That says congrats. And then it says, congratulations on 10 years of the News Junkie. You are a prime example of excellence in broadcasting.
Wow.
Wow.
Finally, somebody nails it on the head today. And to your community, you truly are the three best friends we never knew we had. Cheers to the future and all the great things to come from AJ Soup.
Thank you, AJ Soup.
Thank you, AJ Soup. This was very, very nice of you. And those are kind words, so those are much appreciated.
Gosh, we never get gifts.
And I got, this thing is like not attached to anything. So I don't know.
Well, open that one.
You want to open this one first?
Yeah.
All right, let's open this up.
It doesn't have a name or anything.
No,
right?
no, this one was just loose.
If it's cool, I call it.
Okay, let's see. I can't tell what it is just yet.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, you're excited. What is it?
This is pretty cool. It says, The News Junkie, 10 years, 120 months, 3,652 days, 87,672 hours.
Wow.
And then down to the minutes. Thanks for the entertainment.
Aww.
That's cool. You know
Nice.
what? Forget the statue. I'll put this up on
Yeah.
the wall.
There you go.
This will go up there. This is
Very
really cool.
sweet.
And you can tell
God,
she made
it's been
this.
how many minutes?
It's been 5,260,320 minutes.
Wow.
And counting.
That's
We've been doing-
weird.
That's awesome.
Shooketh. All at the
I
same
like
time?
that. Yeah. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get
3,
in here.
2, 1.
Oh,
Look at this.
mine's got like a better knot. There we go.
Oh,
AJ
son
Soup,
of a bitch.
thank you.
It's a cat t-shirt.
Is it really? Sealand, did you get a cat t-shirt too?
No.
Because that would
These
perfectly
are
round out
our
the day.
tarot cards.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
All right.
How fun. And Sean, great quality shirt.
I'm a page of
it's a
swords.
Bella Canvas shirt.
I'm cups. You might have to show other people. I think it's just on me.
I like this. This
What'd
is
you
really
get?
cool.
Are we all going to wear them at the same time? Because that'd be embarrassing.
The Hermit.
I love
The
it.
Hermit.
I'm
That's
going
awesome.
to actually
And what's
wear
yours,
this.
Sealand?
Mine's the page of swords.
Oh, that's fun.
Most of the time, I'll tell you that I'm going to wear it, and then I won't wear it. But I'm
Thank you
definitely
so
going to wear
much.
this.
Oh, this is great material.
Oh, I got something else in here too.
Oh.
Man, thank you.
I
AJ
have a
Soup.
whole bunch of weed in here.
Did you? Well,
No, I don't.
congratulations.
No, it's a shot glass. Well, that we can use for tomorrow or on Friday.
And mine says, it says, have a great Friday, you mother effers. Like,
Oh, that's what mine does
Oh.
too.
clip
This
from-
would be perfect for Friday.
Great Friday, you mother.
Also,
and it's got like a little secret inbox thing.
it's a hefty glass.
Yeah, this is nice. That's a
Hey,
good shot.
that was very thoughtful. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
We appreciate
Put a
that.
star on his something.
Let's see. AJ Soup, I'll put a star on her. on
After
her
all that
account.
effort, we're just going to give you something digital.
That's true. You know what? We should send her a care package. Email me AJ Soup so I can get your address.
sorry.
I'm going to
I
fire
assumed
somebody
your
back.
gender.
And we really appreciate that. Was so
This is
nice
not
of you.
This is not my first AJ Soup article of clothing.
Oh, you
What's
got other
your-
stuff?
what's
She
your-
made the West Palm Pom
Oh,
shirt.
that's right.
Wow, man.
I used the koozie at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
We have some absolutely
are
awesome,
awesome.
listeners of the show. That's a soft
Yeah.
shirt, right? That's
Yeah.
nice. It came out really
Reach
well.
out to
Wearing
them.
it tomorrow.
All right, let's go over here. Here we
the
go.
only
I'm
thing
going to wear
clean.
mine tomorrow.
Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
eFresh Rocks on Twitch says, do any of the bags have a date for the live event show? Not yet.
Working on it.
We
Yeah.
got some stuff going.
Sean's
rolling.
famous phrase, working on it.
We're working on it. Are we not working on it?
No, we're working on
We're
it.
actually working on
Shouldn't it be a live show event?
it. They said it differently. I just read what's in front of me sometimes.
Live
Here I
event
am.
show, that's fine.
I will tell you, if you are injured on the go, you just call Mo. That's how it works. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE. You can go to justcallmo.com as well. If you want an attorney that is going to listen to you and hear your case and then take care of you the way that you should be taken care of with an attorney that's going to fight against those insurance companies. You're not just on a spreadsheet. You're not just a number. You're not just part of an algorithm to see how fast they should settle your case. You are in good hands. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Quick update before I get into the keying the car story. Taco John's
I think you're just making this up.
is defending their Taco Tuesday trademark. Remember we talked about this whole Taco
That's
Bell
right.
thing?
Taco Bell was trying to liberate that so
Yes.
that all the taco places could use it.
And totally not for any selfish reasons
No,
at all.
they were
But-
just being
Despite the billions of dollars that they rake in.
Yeah, they would not be interested in just using this and freeing it up so they
It's
can use Taco
philanthropic
Tuesday.
of them.
Yeah, they're just doing this for the good of everybody else. They said Taco Tuesday has long been trademarked by Taco John's, a chain of fast food restaurants in the Midwest and the Rocky Mountains. They've had the trademark since 1989, used it for several years prior.
89.
Taco Bell has been fighting against them in a campaign on television saying they're going to liberate the trademark.
Oh, they're going that far
Yeah.
as to
They're airing them.
take them out via commercial.
Yep, they're like, we're trying to liberate Taco Tuesday, and we're going to fight for you. Taco John says they deny there is anything not cool about independently creating a trademark over 40 years ago and obtaining a registration for that trademark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. They're firing back and forth. Taco Bell say they simply seek reason and common sense. Taco John fired back. Any allegation that it's not reasonable and does not have common sense is wrong. So they're shooting at each other in the courts now to fight over Taco Tuesday.
Have you seen any of these commercials?
I've seen one that I didn't have the audio on for because we were at the bar, but it was like Taco Tuesday, Taco
Hey,
Bell.
can you turn that TV up, please? I'm going to talk about it.
They're not playing around here. They've got. Oh, that didn't copy the link. It copied the title. They got LeBron James in this one.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
And so they're doing a full-on campaign to try to take this away from the Taco John's people. And I don't know if they're going to have any success because they've got some problems in an uphill battle here. They don't have the trademark. Is this him?
Oh, ad review? Son of a...
Oh, this is somebody reviewing the Taco
a damn
Bell ad?
commercial.
I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Oh, let's do it, please. I've teased this enough. Here's this guy in Rhode Island. He is a lawmaker who is now in trouble. This Democratic state senator. They say he keyed a car because it had a Biden sucks bumper sticker on it, and that made him mad. And then he lied about some of this stuff. There's some body cam footage in this. Let's listen into News 12.
Cranston police have arrested State Senator Josh Miller for allegedly keying a car in Garden City. Miller, chairman of the Senate's Health Committee, is now facing a charge of vandalism, malicious injury to property.
Body camera footage shows the aftermath play out. 12 News reporter Amanda Pitts watched all of that footage and joins us now live in studio with more. Amanda,
tell us more.
Kim and Ted, this all went down in the parking lot at Garden City yesterday. Body camera footage shows Senator Josh Miller admitting to police that he did key a man's car, but he says he was threatened by that man before it happened.
So the guy who was the state senator says he must have known who I am. He knows who I am, and he's a gun guy, and he has Biden sucks. And the guy's like, I have no clue who this dude is. He goes, I have no clue who he is other than the fact that he keyed my car, and so I want him arrested. And he won that round.
He was literally right there next to the scratch.
Body camera footage from Cranston police showing the moments a state senator is accused of keying an SUV.
Ooh, that's a bad one, too. Damn. Oh,
I've had worse.
You've seen worse than this? You had worse than this on your car?
Yeah, you don't remember? Learn to park.
Did it go over more than one door panel?
I don't remember
that's
now.
when you start getting
my
into
old
damage.
car, but it was enough that anyone I parked next to thought that I was a crappy parker.
I've seen somebody...
That was not the case. I let the record reflect that this person was insane.
I've seen somebody who did like X's on all of the panels. Yeah. So you have to get work done on every single one of those panels.
Parked next to him at Garden City on Thursday.
I heard him key the vehicle. Well, I heard a loud scratching noise, and as I turned the corner, there he was with keys in his hand facing the vehicle.
That man told police Senator Josh Miller, a Cranston Democrat, is the man who did it. He's now facing a vandalism charge. The man who pressed charges, police say, was a passenger in the SUV that has an anti-Biden sticker on the back.
Why'd they bleep it out in that one shot?
Because trigger warning. Dude,
they didn't censor it for all of the report.
It was literally just in full view.
And it said Biden sucks. And then when they said that part, they bleeped it out.
The passenger recognized him from his work on gun safety legislation.
He was blocking my way.
You were so full of yourself if you think that you're going to get recognized for that.
Yeah. I'm the senator from Cranston, Providence. Yeah, that's me.
Obviously, he recognized me from my work in the past.
I've never heard of this guy before today, and I don't think the other person did either.
And guess what? We're not going to remember him tomorrow.
No. But he did get the charge. He got a charge for this whole thing because he got triggered by the Biden sucks sticker. You might want to stay away from the gas stations because... Oh, they don't say Biden sucks on the gas pump.
Yes, I did that.
I did that.
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I've seen that.
Oh no!
What?
The EAS went off. Nobody heard any of that story.
Are
about
you kidding me? No, it didn't. You liar! How dare you?
You just pushed it so many times. I had to try and take some of the air out of your
I wouldn't have done it again. I would have just said it was the greatest story ever, and we're never talking about it again. All right, quick break. When we come back, Netflix is getting even more greedy, and they want to make you pay more money. How are they doing it? We'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 426, Fairbanks Avenue, heading eastbound between Palmetto Avenue and Howell Branch Road. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 436, Severin Boulevard, heading northbound at Howell Branch Road. You can expect delays on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Gatorland.
Gatorland knows you need more animals, more gators, and more fun. And now, Florida residents get what they need for less with $16.50 admission now through the end of June. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Are you ready to put some cash in your pocket? Because Real Radio is giving you a chance to win $1,000 by putting $1,000 in your hand. You know the deal with our national contest. We'll give you a keyword at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And all you have to do is enter it on our website at realradio.fm for your chance to win. With 13 chances every weekday, you'll have plenty of opportunities to win $1,000 in your hand. But there is a catch, because there's always a catch. Right. If you get a call, you need to answer your phone. That's right. The key to winning is picking up your phone when we call. So don't send us to voicemail. This contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C10803.
It's a fact. When it comes to your health care, early detection saves lives. No question about it. And when it comes to your long-term health care, you want the most information possible for sure. That's where Life Imaging FLA comes in. With Life Imaging FLA, there's no guessing game, just hard data in real time so you can create a healthcare plan that's proactive, not reactive. With my full body scan from Life Imaging FLA, I now know that I have small cysts on my kidneys, the beginnings of diverticulitis, and a moderately swollen prostate gland. That allows me to form a healthcare plan with my primary care physician to attack these issues head on. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA now for your free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Don't wait another minute to make that very important appointment today. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Take control of your health and your wallet at healthfinder.fl.gov. Your one-stop shop to compare medical facilities in your area. From copays to x-rays, asthma treatment, and ultrasounds, healthfinder.fl.gov gives you a straight answer on cost and lets you compare against providers. Choose wisely. Live healthy at healthfinder.fl.gov. Paid for by the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra
will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Did you see this tourist that got in trouble because he recorded himself and then posted the video on Reddit, and he's at the Coliseum in Rome?
No.
And he's carving his girlfriend's name into the Coliseum, and I always go like, "Oh my God."
The mic's not on.
You can make us all look so
You guys didn't hear
stupid.
that?
No. Now we can
I
hear
feel
you.
stupid.
Oh, go ahead.
Please tell me he was in his 20s.
Let me see.
Tell me
how
it
old
wasn't
he
an
was.
adult who knows better.
It says in
even
the
though
footage
20s is an adult.
posted on Reddit. Oh God, he's 42 years old. No, wait, no, that's a different guy. That's a different guy.
That's
here.
you.
This says a tourist has been caught on camera carving a message into the ancient walls of Rome's Coliseum using a set of keys. In the footage posted on Reddit, the man wearing shorts and a t-shirt carrying a backpack can be seen using the keys to write Haley into the walls of the 1,937-year-old building.
And then Haley broke up with him.
As the other tourist using the camera pans to the man, he looks into the camera and grins, but doesn't stop using his keys to carve what some users said is his girlfriend's name into the wall. They called him an asshole immediately for doing this. He could face a year behind bars and a fine
Why?
of up to 20 grand. That's
Because it's
what
the Coliseum?
Yeah, because it's the Coliseum. Whenever I think about this stuff, I think like, God, well, I hate when Americans go over to other countries and like ruin stuff like this.
Didn't Bieber pee on the Aztec mine?
Oh, I
He's
forgot.
Canadian.
Yeah,
That's true.
he's not on us, but there's so many of these.
He did. I don't know if he wrote in the guest book or something at the Anne Frank house that she would have been a believer.
Did he?
Oh,
Are
that's
you serious? We can't do this, folks. You have to know that there's certain things out there that are tourist destinations that you don't need to mess
I
with.
mean, this could have been a lot worse if this guy had tried this in, say, North Korea.
Yeah, the one guy who
He died.
Otto Warmbier, all he tried to do was take a propaganda poster from the hotel he was staying at. That's all he did. And they put that guy behind bars, and then that guy ended up on a iron lung or something. He was on some life-saving machine, and they sent him back to us basically just so they could pull the plug on him. And that's what you got for that. So the Coliseum, not nearly as bad of a punishment, but come on, it's so embarrassing when people do this to us. It would be like if you went over to oh God, Christ the Redeemer and did something
You
dumb.
can climb it.
Or
I feel like the Anne Frank house is pretty solid.
doing anything at the
example.
Anne Frank house. Or it's what's cringe that I see so much? It'll be some influencer girl and she goes to Auschwitz and she's doing some smiling photo.
Selfie.
And you go,
So
oh,
sad.
God, please. This isn't that hard.
I've also heard that if you go and you're touring in Germany, perhaps not the concentration camp or something like an Auschwitz or something, but if you're touring some of the other places where Hitler spoke. And, you know, like those old videos of him where he's on that huge, gigantic podium.
How does he sound when he's doing that?
I'm good with that. But that's the point.
Show me what he looks like and how he sounds.
If you start doing that while you're on these tours, the Germans do not take very kindly to that.
They're not fans of this.
No, they're not.
9.
9. Is that is that the number 9?
No, it means no.
Oh, okay, it means no. All right, no. What else does Hitler say? Is that...
I'm gonna make you dump it.
No, don't go that far.
Starts with an S.
No. We're gonna wander away from this as fast as we wandered into it. Got to keep these jobs for another 10 years somehow. There's a big change coming to the. By the way, this asshole on the texting service, you asshole.
What is he saying? Give me the juice.
Somebody on the texting service was like, actually, that counts the entire amount of time of the 10 years that you've been working on the show. It doesn't count the amount of time that you've been doing the show because it's 4 hours a day through my. Oh my God! Shut up, you miserable F.
Yeah. How about you do the math?
I know the math is done right. The math is about the 10 years, considering all of these days that have gone by.
Do you think that we just crack the mics at 11 and then crack them off at 3 and don't do any work before or after?
Some people think that. Some people think they're like, this couldn't be an easier job. And
we start prep and then we see stuff throughout the day and then know that we're going to talk about it. Now, there have been many a times where 3 o'clock, or like 2:58, I'm out of here.
Yeah, there's been
I'm done doing that.
Many a time.
I'll answer some emails, but what am I going to do? Hang around the house?
No, you don't have to hang around the house. Nobody's asking for that.
Remember when we used to be back at the studio, I was there every day at like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
I agree. What happened to that?
Now it's your house.
No, it'd be weird if you were here at 8:30.
Exactly. Yeah, I've set up an office space at my home.
All right, I want to tell you about this Netflix thing. All right.
No, thank you.
This is now part of the situation with Netflix that's been unfolding. We have the password crackdown, which I think got Sabrina as one of the victims. Didn't you have to change something for Netflix because of the password crackdown? Or no, you didn't?
No, that wasn't me. No, I had to get a whole new Netflix because my dad thinks he's hilarious by changing the password all the time.
Well, I know this.
And I'm an adult and should have my own Netflix account.
I've seen the screenshots of people who are like, damn, now I got to finally buy Netflix. And Netflix subscriptions have been going through the roof as a result. I don't know why. They're in a content slump right now where Apple Plus is like through the roof with good content and good new shows.
We need to talk about Silo.
Silo has been very good. I'm excited about There's one more episode of that. And we started watching one last night. Who did I say had in it? Sea-Lion Spider-Man guy?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is in a new one.
Oh, you started watching Crowded Room.
Yeah.
That one's interesting.
I think we're 2 episodes in, and it's I have no idea what's going on.
Me either, but it's very fun.
Yeah, it's well done. And so they are on fire over on Apple Plus, where they really weren't for a long time. And Netflix, I know that they have catalogs of stuff, but it doesn't feel like there's like something new that's really, really electric that's going on at Netflix.
They're banking on Stranger Things.
Yep, they want you to go to the back catalog stuff. But they announced a new change regardless. And they're removing the $9.99 basic subscription plan. This is starting in Canada, but it's going to roll out into all the other markets. And basically, they get rid of that $9.99 option. Now, they do have the $5.99 option, which has advertisements. No thank you.
I didn't know Netflix had an ad-supported version.
Yeah, they have the $5.99 one, which runs a whole bunch of ads, anything that you watch. Or the only other option will be for you to get the $16.49 a month ad-free subscription.
Jesus.
And then if you're going to use more screens, you have to have the $20.99 a month option. So essentially, they're just removing that $9.99 option. And most people aren't going to want to go back to the ads. So you're going to be paying almost $7 a month more if you want to switch to that program.
That's BS,
so they're trying to squeeze even more out of everybody. Well, at a time when they don't seem to be giving us all that much. That is not fantastic for me. All right, let's see here. We can work in a couple of dispatch. I'm just not happy about it, okay?
Happy anniversary.
All right, here is Insecure Walrus with a dispatch.
Sean, on your package, I have ordered some things.
Yeah?
I think from Amazon and from eBay, where I've had some weird package tracking stuff. And it turns out I think there are things where They're like drop shipping things from China to other places.
China.
And the people that are sending me a notification are like the middleman. And so I've had packages be like delivered. And when I look at the tracking info, they're in the Bronx. And then a week later, here's my item mailed from New York.
Oh,
so
wow.
Maybe that's what's happened with your package. You've just gotten shipping info about a middleman process and not the end result.
Well, I hope so, because I'm about to buy something.
What are you going to get?
Oh, God. It's so sketchy. I'm going to get this painting, and the person who painted this painting
Used his own bodily fluids.
No,
Okay.
he's not from America. He's
Wow, dude.
I make a painting.
he's a
I'm making some painting
No,
for you.
you weren't the painter. It wasn't you.
Hang it up to the news junkies.
It's a guy who is a painter who's fairly well known from Costa Rica.
Picasso.
When I talk to him, I can't really understand him that well.
Okay.
But
so you're getting a custom painting.
No. This is a
Then why do you have to
painting
talk to him
that he did because I saw he posted it on his Instagram account, and I said, Courtney's like, I love this, and I was like, oh, I really like that too, and it's huge. It's a huge painting, and it's not cheap. And now I have to decide if I want to make the move to wire this random person.
Oh, do not, man.
that I've
It's
never
through
met.
Etsy?
No, it's through Instagram. Yeah, it's through his official Instagram account. So I imagine, unless he's been hacked or something, I'm talking to him through his official Instagram account, and he's showing me photos of the painting, and he's like, "All right, we can."
And he
do
only
this.
wants it through a wiring? You can't do like
Well,
PayPal?
if you wait till he puts it in a gallery, then you have to pay gallery fees, and then things get more expensive. So I was trying to purchase it directly from him, but he's like, yeah, you got to pay me this way and then change this number. And then
dude, this screams a scam.
you got to do shipping
already
this
did
way.
it, didn't
no,
you?
no, I didn't do it yet. I don't think it is a scam. I'm just worried that it's going to fail just like this. And if I see delivered and it's not a $100 statue and it's this, I'm going to lose my mind. I don't know what I'll do.
A damn statue in here, man.
No, the statue is gone. I lost that thing. The painting is going to go in the hallway.
Are you sure?
It's
I mean,
massive.
when was the statue supposed to get here?
The statue. You want me to send you the tracking number? Because you'll see the same
Zieler
thing I
will
did.
find it for you.
The statue was supposed to be here.
What
like,
company is it through?
UPS, I believe.
Ooh.
And it was supposed
might
to
have
be
a
here
person over
a
there.
while ago. Hang on, let me track packet. I'm telling you, this thing is lost. I'm never going to see this thing
Were
again.
you was that supposed to be UPS or USPS?
I think UPS.
Because somebody that works for the post office said, Sean, I hope you used a PayPal or credit card so you can get a refund through them, because a popular scam is to have the item sent to the wrong address, but the item isn't actually in the package. Contact the delivering agency and let them know the item was misdelivered just
What?
in case there was an honest mistake.
I did that. Look, I just sent you guys the tracking number, and it says.
Sean, speaking of tracking, you don't have a great track record for like purchasing things.
I don't. That's why I'm worried about this. But I also really, really want this painting. I think it's amazing. And I
Send
think,
me a picture of it. I'll just do it for you. I've got
No.
some canvases. I bet I could do it.
I'm pretty far down the road with the negotiation with this guy. I think I might be kind of locked in here, but I could lose a bunch of money if I screw this up. You'll see that it says investigation closed. If you could see the timeline, it says investigation open, and then 1 minute later, it closed the investigation.
Investigation open isn't even on it, unless I have to go to the more details. But it says the investigation has been closed. We were unable to contact the receiver.
Okay.
Asshole, I'm supposed to be the receiver.
I want my thing. And so what if I buy this painting and this happens to the painting, and then
It'll be 2 for 2.
I'm going to have to get secured. I'm going to have to get like...
You know, there's a lot of great local artists that will make you a painting.
I don't want a local artist painting.
Okay.
I want a painting that's an investment. I want something that is going to be worth money.
That is a shot fired at local artists.
The local artists are great, but that's not what I want to spend my money on. And if there was one that caught my eye, I'd probably go for it. But I
Do you
want...
imagine if we were pulling a Harambe jersey on you right now?
Oh my God! If
This whole time it was me and C-Lane?
This one ain't gonna go over like that one. It's not gonna happen that way. I don't think. But I don't think I'm getting that damn statue. That one's screwed.
Damn. Dude.
I hope I don't get screwed on this painting if that happens. So we'll see. All right, let's see what else we have here. Here is Concrete Mike. He says all the cameras are fake.
Happy day, news junkie crew. So, talking about these cameras in these domes in these stores, I demoed and remodeled a lot of old Eckerd stores, For the old people around here that remember Eckerd's,
They're
these
still
new kids might
around?
not.
Is there Eckerd's anymore?
No, I thought that was gone.
We used to go to one as a
With
kid.
Kinko's.
By the way, WTF, it's Seaman says, I'm sitting in the office right now. I could probably help him out, but I don't want to know where he lives. Yeah, that's the awkward thing about giving you my tracking number. Although I've gotten several photographs of my house since the beginning of the show today, so who knows?
You want more photographs of your house?
I know. I'm screwed. I can't put the genie back in the bottle. I can't put the worms back in the can. It's screwed up. I hate that this happens, but there's, it's impossible, all this stuff.
Sure, you could get the worms back in the can.
I can't get the worms back in the can.
It was like
C-Lane.
toothpaste out of the tube.
No, I see the can. I see the worms. The worms aren't going back. They're wriggling around all over the place. It's not doable.
Maybe worms in a box?
There's no worms.
Next time?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Do the worms have a tracking number?
Nope. If it's this one, it just says you're screwed. And if I don't know how to do it, but I was clicking around on a couple of things, and it showed me a woman's name.
Okay.
Like it was delivered to some woman, and I looked up this woman, and she doesn't live anywhere around me. She lives in Orlando.
Buddy, I think you got scammed.
No, I don't know. If I did, was it from Etsy then? This is not the art thing. The Etsy thing is only $100. That's fine. Art thing is different. I'm sorry. Back to Concrete Mike.
But all those cameras were fake. They're all just a red light with a 9-volt battery plugged in, flashing, so you thought something was looking at you. That's what they did. So,
All right, thank you. And Obi-Wan Cannoli says, I'll sell you a Picasso for half the price. Okay? Yeah, let me see that. Send me an email. I'll take a look. But I'm thinking that you're probably not going to do that. I do want to tell you about this woman who got removed from a Southwest Airlines flight.
Oh, no.
Because everybody likes to get drunk and fly. This woman was belligerently drunk, and law enforcement officers had to yank the unidentified woman from her seat. They said they asked her nicely to get off the flight, but she refused numerous times, so they called in for assistance.
No.
The police did try to remove her without force prior to the video, but she was not having any of it. I paid for my flight, she screamed out loud on the flight.
Probably not going to fly again. If you get kicked out for being drunk, do you get on the no-fly list?
I don't know if it's big enough of an offense to put you on that. Well, probably for the airline. I bet if you get kicked off
airline
Southwest,
for sure. But can you get on a Frontier or Spirit after that?
I don't know. And I wonder if they actually have a system where they go, we're putting Sabrina Ambra on the list because she had a freak out on the plane.
That would never happen.
And then you go online and you try to put a ticket in your name for Southwest and it goes, like you
then
are.
What if you change your name?
Then you might be able to get around it. I don't know how they work all this stuff.
You shouldn't have suggested that. On the air.
I don't know exactly how all that works, but it's kind of interesting. Okay, quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear about an update on a story that we talked about just the other day, where a mom told her 14-year-old son to go in there and shoot a guy, and the son did it. And now the twist is a big one. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Facebook may have changed how it looks, but we still remain your source for the content you never knew you needed or wanted. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 426 Fairbanks Avenue heading eastbound between Palmetto Avenue and Howell Branch Road. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 50 heading eastbound between Lake Pickett Road and Avalon Park Boulevard. You can expect delays due to an accident on State Road 436 Semerin Boulevard heading northbound at Howell Branch Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World Jobs.
We're hiring. Come be a part of the magic at Walt Disney World Resort. Discover full-time and part-time roles, including bus driver, culinary, lifeguard, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs. That's waltdisneyworld.jobs.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Get your tickets now
at AXS.com
for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Coming back to Las Vegas.
2 nights.
September 22nd and 23rd.
1 stage.
At T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
This is the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now.
Before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
That's AXS.com.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
If you're a pro painter, do you know how much you're paying per gallon for paint? Paint stores try to convince you that you're getting a good deal with deep discounts. But what they don't tell you is their starting price is too high to begin with. If you buy paint from the Home Depot, you're getting the lowest price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paints, stains, and primers. Plus, pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
The money's good and the bids are high. Speedy, fast, the check is on Bank of America, and it's real. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hey, Monster fans, Russ here. You know what is really scary? Utility rates. So let's talk about solar. You may have seen solar popping up all over the place. Well, there's a good reason. One is utility rates are rising. Two, government incentives can dramatically lower the cost to solar. So if you want to go solar, call Solar Source. Monster fans get special access to their new solar estimate tool. Visit solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
Find high-quality healthcare in Florida at healthfinder.fl.gov. Effortlessly explore facilities based on quality measures like infection rates, surgical complications, and readmissions. Compare safety records for medical facilities like hospitals, nursing homes, and outpatient surgery centers with ease. Elevate your healthcare decisions with the transparency tool at healthfinder.fl.gov. Choose wisely, live healthy. Paid for by the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Summer at Racetrack. The sun's out and savings are in. We've got the deals to keep you deal-lighted all summer long. Stop in and buy any 20-ounce bottle of soda and sip on another for only $1. But the party doesn't stop there. Snag one slice of pizza and get another for only $1. More soda and more pizza. Saving money never tasted so good. Now that's how you make summer deal-lightful. Racetrack. Whatever gets you going. Restrictions apply. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details.
Howdy, partner. Do you or someone you know have what it takes to be the next Miss River Ranch? I'm Jackie Siegel, and I'll be hosting Monsters in the Morning at the Westgate River Ranch Saloon Friday, July 7th at 8:30 p.m. to crown the next Miss River Ranch. For more information, follow me at therealqueenofversailles.com, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, therealqueenofversailles.com, Instagram, or Facebook. We'll see you there.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. MONEY, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
know, one thing about me, I have a particular distaste for a lot of the celebrity news outlets, and People is one of my least favorite.
How come?
People magazine is so bad.
They've never announced that you're the sexiest man of the year?
No, People is, they've snubbed me every year, yes, but I expect it at this point. People is one of the worst. USA Today is pretty bad with a lot of their like entertainment stuff.
People magazine is the one that upsets me. Is you go to print out a story, for example, and it's like 60 links of other story that are complete nonsense.
Yeah, there's a lot of these websites that are really terrible beyond just like the journalism quality. One that gets Courtney into a rage, and I don't blame her at all, is she follows National Geographic on Instagram. And they'll post something that seems like an interesting story, and then they'll do, she hates link in bio, and they'll do link in bio.
Oh, my God, that's the word. That's e-news as well.
And
You're
then
not going to believe the crazy thing that this person said, but go ahead and click that link instead of
Click the
somebody
link.
just saying it right there.
And so she goes over to link in bio, even though she doesn't want to do that. And then when she clicks it, she has to like subscribe for National Geographic coverage to like access the article, like it's the WashingtonPost.com or something. All that stuff is bad. But this story was one of these ones where I go, this isn't a story. This isn't a thing. I don't understand why there was somebody who wrote this, why this like was so stupid sometimes when you read these. And it's so mundane too. It says, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom decided to stop drinking alcohol for 3 months as an opportunity to reset. And now they're drinking again, mind you. But like now they're telling us,
who cares?
These celebrities, they're just like us. And you need to know they decided to go sober for 3 months and just really work on their. Who cares? Who cares? This is so stupid.
Sean, you were giving into this by talking about it.
I'm not clicking nothing. All right, I'm leaving this one just sitting there on the vine. I'm not hitting anything here. Because this is so dumb. When I look at this, I go, who cares? Oh, God, did you really stop drinking for 3 whole months? Congratulations,
Go through
guys.
page 6.
You did it. Page 6 is bad,
Now,
too.
sometimes they have they have great stories.
They have juicy stuff.
But then it's like, look at this person in a bikini,
Mhm.
and there's 60 pictures of it, and all the other fun shots of celebrities at a beach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that seems like a waste of space. But then again, do you have a quote to me? Now I understand.
One of them that gets me, oh, God, every time, is anything about Meghan Markle. It will be like, it's not a story. It's not a thing.
Yeah, but that's because you don't care about the royal family.
No, but it's even beyond that. Like, even if you cared about the royal family, the thing that happens, it's like this $400 shirt that Meghan Markle wore is exploding in popularity and sold out across the internet. And who cares? My God. All of these things. There's so many like actually interesting things going on in the world. So many.
The ones that always leave me scratching my head and are ones that are from an account that's like the Women's Society, and it has nothing to do with women, nothing to do with empowerment or feminism.
Right.
It's like, hey, Amazon has the AirPods for $40 off again, and you're like, what is this?
Ladies,
why?
Go get the deal while you can. All right, an update on the story we talked about, I think late last week, or it could have been yesterday for all I know. Everything's a blur right now as we count down the hours of this week till our long weekend.
Oh, how many segments left?
Where are we at, Zieler?
48?
Let's see.
12.
Carry the one.
36? 37?
37.
37 more. We're not counting or anything.
Look at us go.
But there is a mother and her 14-year-old son. Original reports.
I had to kind of burst Sean's bubble a little bit.
Oh, I hate that this is true.
Did you notice, Sabrina, yesterday that he said we have a 5-day weekend coming up?
Yeah.
It's only 4.
I thought we got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We only get Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, buddy.
I didn't know. I thought 4th of July was like Wednesday.
Does that mean that we're going to get a text from you 10 o'clock on Wednesday?
No, I'll work on Wednesday. I just was thinking I was getting 5 days.
It's going to be 8 o'clock on Tuesday.
And even better than thinking I was getting 5 days, I thought we were going to have a 2-day work week next week. So I was really excited about that. And all of this is
it's still great. It's still a 3-day work week.
Yeah.
And, you know, and what makes it even better is that we go into work and immediately It's Fritz on the Street Day.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
except that we have not paid attention to the news.
It's up to you if you want to pay attention to the news or not.
We might suck at it. But
Whoa.
I'm
still
going to be paying
excited.
attention to the news.
Of course you are.
Well, here we go. I talked about this woman and her 14-year-old son. And the original story was like this. They were at some kind of restaurant where you go in and pick up food called Maxwell Street Express. And she told her son, get in here and kill this guy. And her 14-year-old son went into the place and shot and killed a guy who was inside at the behest of his mom. Well, they dropped the charges against the mother and the 14-year-old because they looked at some new security footage, and it's kind of crazy, actually. Now, I'm still surprised there's not charges, but we'll get to that in a moment. Here's WGN talking about this, I think. Hang on. Let's see here. Wait, is this just the
Beep boop.
footage overhead?
Click the link.
Breaking news this
There it
afternoon,
goes.
prosecutors drop murder charges against a mother and her 14-year-old son. The teen was accused of shooting and killing a man who got into a fight with his mom at a restaurant. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
So when they show this footage, you see that the woman was inside. Apparently the woman was texting her son who was outside. And the woman says in the text, you got to get in here. This guy is like harassing me. When the son walks in the door, the guy, and I don't know if they'll show the footage of this, he is cold clocking his mother. Like,
Oh,
he
God.
is just rocking her, like across the
I
face.
didn't know that detail.
Yeah,
And
if you see this, it was
still
like...
got charged with murder?
No, the 14-year-old, the murder charges have been dropped. So they dropped all the charges when they saw this video. Let's see if they
For
play it here.
self-defense.
That's them leaving the
Carlisha
court.
Hood bypassing reporters outside the Cook County Jail as she steps into a waiting car. The 35-year-old and her 14-year-old son, who's been at a juvenile detention center, freed from custody today. Based upon our continued review, prosecutors say, and in light of emerging evidence today, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office has moved to dismiss the charges against Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son.
So here's why I'm still surprised they did this. They're not going to show the footage because it's very graphic, where this guy was punching his mom in the face. And
Did
let me
they
tell
know
you-
each other?
I don't think they knew each other. I don't believe they knew each other. But it says the argument quickly turned physical when the man punched Hood in the head multiple times. Hood's son then displayed a firearm and fired shots at the man. He had a gunshot wound to the back. Then they said the guy started running away, and I guess he chased after him and shot him more as he was running away. That part
That's
seems
the
like
part that could be troublesome.
But they won't even show the video of the mom getting punched. I'll tell you what, if somebody was punching my mom in the face in front of me, I wouldn't hesitate to shoot him. I would shoot somebody for doing that. The way that he was getting punched. This wasn't like a push, a toss. He was like, he could have killed her with a punch. This was a big-ass guy who was doing this.
I'm glad they dropped the charges.
I would
Yeah, they
definitely shoot anybody that's trying to punch my mom in front of me or trying to clean my pool at 9 p.m. Just,
Okay, Christopher, don't say
Open
that.
season on all of them. Don't do it.
Now, why was he in a juvenile center locked up this entire time when we just had a story where they had to do an investigation and someone wasn't arrested or detained until the investigation was determined?
I
that
don't think
were-
they have stand your ground in Chicago. I don't think that they have those same like defense laws or castle doctrine or whatever. I think that there they thought immediately this guy just shot a man right here in front of everybody. So they arrested, or actually him and his mother turned themselves in because they were going to arrest them. And now they've said, we released him. We found more evidence. The video evidence suggests that he was afraid of his mother's life being in danger. And I get that. I mean, I just think it's weird that he chased him outside and shot him more, and he didn't get in trouble for that part of it. They say the desire for all of these weight loss drugs is still exploding, like Ozempic and Wegovy that we've talked about on the show. They said one of the pills alone, how crazy is this? One of the pills alone, the Pfizer pill, is raking in $10 billion per year for the company. $10 billion per year. And make no mistake, this stuff does seem to work really, really, really
There are not
well.
any competitors?
There's Ozempic and Wegovy, and there are some other ones that I think people are starting to use.
I love how popular it
Monjaro
is.
is one.
We have no idea what the side effects are going to be.
Oh, no,
years from now.
we talked about the story where they said people are pooping their pants as
That's
the result
right.
of taking these
I
things.
feel like any sort of diet pill, you're pooping your pants.
And if you're really,
Are you alive though? Or are you like weak all day?
They said
Are
you're
you-
not. They said your desire to eat is evaporated.
Yeah, but you have to eat.
I
Like,
know.
I don't understand how people are okay as they continue.
I heard call it like it's a medicated lap band, essentially. Like you take the medicine, and just like when you get the lap band surgery, your stomach is smaller and you don't want to eat as much and you lose weight. The medicine just takes away that desire to eat. The thing that I hated about it was when I kept hearing from people like, yeah, I was not interested in eating and I just didn't enjoy eating anymore.
Right.
I want to lose weight myself. And I want to get in.
Oh my God,
good
you're going to
shape.
get Ozempic, aren't you?
I'm not going to get Ozempic. I'm just cutting calories, and it's working so far. But if you asshole, so painful.
Hey, well, listen.
I'm the one to
My
talk.
face is the last thing that loses weight. All right,
We're all going to do it. All right, you're going to cut the cows. I got myself a Peloton.
Oh yeah, you got everything right now because you got the Peloton and then the magic mirror thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
I've yet
called.
to plug either of those in, but I'm pretty sure this long weekend it's
The
gonna.
Peloton thing is cool. I mean, it's a great invention. I just can't do it. I don't have.
Are you guys
ability.
using yours?
We haven't in a while, but we have talked about is it possible to pay somebody to get it up that spiral staircase that we have?
Put it upstairs?
Yes.
and then
Not touch it for a whole
well,
year?
not touch it, but I mean that means when we leave the house, the Peloton might stay.
Yeah, just leave it behind. Just sell the thing. I don't care if you sell it.
No,
sell
no,
that thing.
I
we
would
should
have
be
taken
using
it
it.
instead
I know,
of
you
spending my money,
Could
but
pass
okay.
it along to Sabrina.
Yeah,
How
could
much
have.
did you pay for yours?
None of your business.
Oh, come on. It was $500?
No, I got a great deal on it. It was a
Less
couple,
than 500?
No.
600?
It was a brand. It was
Oh,
brand
it's
new.
brand new. You got
Yeah.
a brand new one. Okay.
But from a couple who also never touched it. So I have this brand new Peloton with 2 sets of weights, 2 sets of shoes,
Oh, you
2
got the
sets of
whole
water
thing.
bottles, 2 sets of heart monitors for a very fit and beautiful couple that I guess found fitness elsewhere.
They found it out in the real world.
They went on Ozempic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And I'm
maybe
like,
that too.
All right.
Yeah,
I was about to make a sad single alone comment, but I think I'm going to change my ways.
Too many of those out there. My point was before C-Lane smoked me, is
You sure about that?
I want to drop weight, but if dropping weight causes me to like lose the desire to eat and be
crap
excited about
yourself?
food and crap myself, I don't want. I'd rather do it any
No.
other way. I want to be excited about food.
What did Goodman do? Because
Who's
everyone's
that?
he's
Oh, John
making the
Goodman?
headlines again
I don't know. Maybe
for
he got the
losing
surgery
a bunch
done.
of weight.
Or
Yeah,
this.
But I mean, they did say, Sean, that you can go off it, for a little bit, and your appetite comes right back.
Yeah.
Now, that does mean you can go off it and just get fat again. But like, you can go off it. Say if you were going on like vacation somewhere where you want to experience all the eats, and you go off a week or two ahead of time, and
Then it comes right
Yeah.
back. Yeah, it's still so weird to me.
then you're
all
just on
that
vacation.
stuff.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, quick break.
Please grab that.
When we come back, we will get to the final dispatches, the stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. There are just 4 of them, but an infinite amount of flavors. The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hi, everybody. Jamie King here, Fox 35 Storm Center. Just want to freshen up the forecast details for you on this Tuesday here in Central Florida. Mostly sunny, just a modest increase in afternoon clouds. Rain chance today at 20% or less. The real weather headlines have the heat and humidity going for about 96 for the peak today. And our heat index, our feels like temps between 102 and 107 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, rain chance just before sundown at 20%. Overnight lows in the upper 70s. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. Want to make your summer more exciting? Right now, sign up for a ViStar Rewards credit card and get up to 3 points for each dollar spent. Plus, check out the exciting new limited time offer where you could win big. Visit ViStarCU.org/summer to learn more.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Hard Rock Live presents Classic Albums Live. The Who, Who's Next, Saturday, July 1st. Classically trained musicians performing the iconic album and The Who's greatest hits, note for note, cut for cut. Get tickets and info at hardrockliveorlando.com or call 407-351-LIVE.
If your property has been damaged in a storm, call me, Mark Anajar, at the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. And take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
Try new extra charge Dunkin' Refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Available for a limited time, so try it today. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
With the Autio app riding shotgun, every road trip is an adventure.
Autio is my traveling companion. It's educational, entertaining, funny. It makes the drive come to life.
The Autio app automatically plays you stories about the natural wonders, local legends, and fascinating histories outside your car window, with over 10,000 unique stories from coast to coast.
I've learned more about my hometown from the Autio app than I did growing up here.
Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Want to improve your marksmanship while saving ammo and saving money? Get better faster with the Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
It's time to shoot tighter groups.
The Mantis X Dry Fire Training System.
Score 97, bang on the money.
The Mantis X is a smart sensor that fits any weapon with a rail or adapter, pairing to your smartphone or tablet. Analyzes your shooting and tells you how to improve.
Mantis.
94% of shooters improve after just 20 minutes.
X.
Go to mantisx.com.
MantisX.com.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it, hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue excluding S-Trim and dealer stock. Example 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. N7523.
Orlando Science Center explores the science behind where dogs came from, how they experience the world, and what makes our bond with them so special. In Dogs, A Science Tale, hands-on exhibits will let you see, hear, and smell the world just like dogs do. Get tickets at osc.org.
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Now well-qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on select 2023 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 models in dealer stock for $409 a month for 39 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. On tag 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo models invoiced prior to 5/4/23 while dealer stock lasts. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease or Chrysler Capital. Current lease must end by 7/1/24. Extra charge for miles up to 32,500. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/5. Jeep is a registered trademark.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce, as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for fresh from Florida where you shop.
There's something about a Florida sky. It's painted in the most magnificent colors, clouds streaked with changing light. They say if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes. The skies are electric and alive. So even as the storms get enormous, even as they're coming more each year, the beauty keeps me going. My flood insurance helps me stay. The only thing that's predictable is that I'm in Florida for good.
Protect your property with flood insurance. Visit floodsmart.gov.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is back, and they're celebrating 15 years of hoagie love with $5 shorties and $6 classics in any variety. Gotta have a Wawa.
dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. Thanks again to our friend AJ Soup for sending that stuff over.
Super
for,
sweet.
10 years. Yeah. That was very, very nice.
Cool. Appreciate you.
I've already got the shirt in my closet. It's not going to be one of the ones where somebody gives me a shirt and I go, oh, thank you.
Right in the trash.
Right in the garbage.
Yeah, but
never use it.
Are we all going to wear it the same day? Or?
I don't know. We'll have to see if we just happen to wear it on the same day one time.
Friday.
And then I think if we do accidentally do that one time, it'll be like a harbinger of doom. It'll be a sign that something bad is going to happen real soon.
Oh, we're going to be made fun of.
That too. But they're cool shirts, so I'm down with that. Okay, let's see what we got
I was
here.
just shopping for shirts, and there was a couple that were like tarot cards, and I was like, I don't even know what tarot card I would get. And boom,
and
tarot
now
card
you know.
shirt.
Now you understand. Let's do one last dispatch. Let's see. This one seems like it could be good for us. This is, I called you Jobin, and it says, you guys work hard every day on the show. It's a grind. All right.
What's up, News Junkies? First-time dispatcher here. I want to let you know that I do appreciate the deep grind that the three of you take.
Grinding.
On this show. The deep dives, the hard work into the daily news that you
See
put
what he's
out.
doing?
Now, to be honest, I have listened to the show, and it does sometimes seem like it kind of clocked in about 10:69, and you finish up about 2:20, and then you phoned in for about 35 minutes before the end of the day. But let's not judge, all right? I love the show. Congrats on 10 years. Wiggle, wiggle.
Thank you.
I still can't believe it's 10 years, man.
And we're going to leave it there because I don't want any more potential insults slung our way. It's a Tuesday,
Just
for God's
compliments,
sake.
please.
Just nice stuff. Let's see what we got in the stories that didn't make the cut. They are seeking the death penalty against that Brian Kohberger guy.
Yep.
He's the one in Idaho.
Who we talked to his fan.
Who is the worst
we
criminal
need to
ever.
follow up
You
with
want
her.
to talk with her? I can line something up.
Yes.
I'll try to line something for Friday to
All
talk
right.
to her. Because she...
That's how you want to celebrate the 10 years?
it's just part of it. The whole next couple of months will be our 10 years. We'll really stretch this sucker out. But she emailed me the other day, and she's like, hey, I'd like to come
she
back on the
did?
show. Yeah. So I'll reach out to her.
Should I pretend I'm Brian with my voice changer?
You might be able to. If you could if you pull that off and like, hey, baby, successfully. Hey, Brian. She'll go nuts for that. So, yeah, I think they're going to get him. They got a solid case against him right now.
I've really been using that inappropriately today.
You've been Hitler and a guy who might have killed 4 people.
That's
so
my bad.
That'll do it. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, June 27th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I learned this guy right here.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, Mr. John Bon Jovi himself. In 1989, John Bon Jovi secretly left his tour and headed to Las Vegas to marry his high school sweetheart.
Oh, she was in high school?
Dorothea Hurley. They now have 4 children, and they are still married to this day.
That's sweet.
One of their sons is currently engaged to actress Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh.
Didn't know she was close to the Jovi family, or whatever their last name is.
Bon
Jovi.
Millie
is the
Bobby
last name,
Brown
right?
Bon Jovi.
The last name is Bongiovi, but he tried to make it cooler. Today, I learned Wilt Chamberlain is the reason players have to stay behind the foul line when shooting a free throw. While at Kentucky University, thanks to his 7-foot height, 7-foot 8-inch wingspan, and 50-inch vertical, he would start from the top of the key, leap before the foul line, and dunk the ball before he touched the ground in the lane. So when he was doing free throws, he was able to just dunk them each time
that's not fair.
to ensure his victory. Today I learned this show right here.
Gilligan's Island.
That's right, Gilligan's Island. Today I learned after being arrested in 1998 for possession of marijuana delivered to his home, Gilligan's Island star Bob Denver claimed the shipment had come from former castmate Dawn Wells, who played Mary Ann. He later recanted the allegation and received 6 months probation. He was blaming it on her, though, which
That's
is
not nice.
super rude. How dare you do that, old Bob Denver? And finally, today I learned this band right here.
Blues Traveler.
That's right, Blues Traveler. In 2007, I've done this one before, but, take it.
I don't remember.
The lead singer of Blues Traveler was pulled over for going 111 miles per hour He was found with 13 guns and a whole bunch of drugs in his car. This guy lived a wild, wild life.
Pick it up, pick it up.
And now he's just kind of chilling. But here we go. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it.